Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. A hazy shade of winter. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. A hazy shade of winter. And the sky is a hazy shade of winter.
Who wants to do the recap?
I can do it. All right, so we start in the tower, and this frog slad thing is like adamant that we leave because she's so close to this breakthrough and we're distracting her. And we ask what the divination piece of the arcane octet is, the ritual we need. And she brushes it off. She tells us to consult the orb and then mutters something about Larthus being doomed and just like a whole bunch of chaotic stuff that's like running through her head while a minute. Um, she seems like mad, like totally altered from what she was, and just like her alien brain is wired with insane ADD kind of. We try to decide what to do: dispatch her, kill her, maybe true resurrect her, or just leave her. We take a short rest, and then we do decide to kill her. And we notice this like green gem jutting out through the skull after we defeat her. Gabar looks through the telescope, and it's essentially like this arcane eye above the city, kind of like a drone that we can use to like go through the streets and see whatever we want. We don't see any inscription on the outside. We don't see any ice devils, but we do decide to cast Speak with Dead on her dead body. The gem actually like pops up and starts glowing. It says that it's chaos, and again, to consult the orb for more answers. It says the telescope, it's its greatest creation. It can see the other worlds beyond this realm and draw creatures from it. And then we also ask it about the spire, which was found by Larthus. It's not a creation of his own, but still not exactly sure what it does. But it has something to do with chronomancy. There's ties to chronomancy, can maybe like turn back time. We know that it was broken and that Larthus was trying to fix it, but that's about it. The telescope, she tells us, was damaged in the crash, and that she was trying to like reverse it. So instead of seeing into other planes, it could shoot her into a different plane because she's like basically trapped here once everything crashed. We expect the room. There's pages, this weird like disc thing. We take her robe, which has all these eyes on it, which we give to Illican, and he can now see all over the place. We learn about the gems in the Slod's head is a spawning stone. It comes from bigger plane. Gabar combs over these books now that he can read. Loros is one of his newfound talents. And he learns that we can see the arcane octet when the planets are in alignment. That was kind of the clue we were given. So we go downstairs where these all the planets have kind of crashed to the floor, and we try to mirror them based on the sketch that Kabar takes from one of these books. With the help of a giant ape and some mending, we eventually get everything into place. And we need to shed a secret out loud. That's the key, the divination key for the arcane octet. We then use the telescope to look into the city. We see some nearby buildings. We look into that building that was red and glowing, which turns out to be a prison. The menagerie, the correct dome one, has like all these different biomes, almost like a zoo type thing. And the eye eventually like kicks us out as it goes down this random street, which is a bit odd. And we later find out that this area is like an anti-magic field almost. The weave is just so warped there that it just like ceases to exist. Um, so we're going there, and as soon as we get to that area, like all attunements are severed. The shield guardian like kilters over. We try and find out how we're gonna drag this fucking thing back across the like finish line of where the weave starts up again. But we eventually take the long route and get to the Necromancy Tower, which is massive, the biggest one. And we are greeted by two flesh golems that we immediately fuck up. We destroy them. Adovix is the Necromancy Archmage.
Tadavix.
Adovix. And we find the entire tower has this like modified gentle repose spell on it, keeping everything like quote unquote alive, or like preventing those undead from rotting further. We go up the stairs and there's all these cells. There's a body on the ground. Kabar kicks one, gets mummy rot. We panic, remove curse, and I think that's where we end.
That's right. So let me pull you guys over to the map, which is this one. Okay. Does everybody have vision?
Yes.
Okay. So the tower that you are currently in, there is one of two towers. The left tower is like sort of collapsed. The right tower has a staircase that runs from the bottom of it, spiraling up the sides of the tower like a central sort of tube where you can like look down, or from the bottom floor look up and see all the different floors that above you. As you walk up the stairs, you are now in a green illuminated chamber. Surrounding it are small cells, each of which secured by a solid iron door adorned with reinforced glass windows. To the north, you see a macabre workspace with operating tables, torture racks, and partially ruined desks. Implements of tortures and vials of poison are strewn across the surfaces. Documents, though aged and frayed, still cling to the desks. You will have already made notice of the 4 lifeless forms on the ground, draped in coarse burlap. But chained on the wall, like right there, is a zombie that moves every so often. Its chains sort of clinking and echoing through this chamber. What would you guys like to do?
Is there music playing, by the way?
Yeah, but only for me. And that explains a lot.
Hello.
Yep.
Sorry, I heard an echo for a second there. These chambers that are around the room, are there creatures in them?
If you the little glass window is a little too high for you, but you can like jump up and you will see that there are like a couple of creatures in some of these chambers. The one that's nearest to you, right, would probably be the first one that you checked. And yeah, there's like a humanoid form in there, but the entire room is like filled with this green sort of noxious gas, and it appears to be emanating out of whatever kind of zombie this is. And you will see that the door has like it's like sealed shut, like there's some sort of airproofing around the door.
How much of this do we want to bother with? Should we just go right to the top, get an inscription, and see what goodies are up there?
Yeah, are there like autopsy notes around here?
Yeah, there is a desk with notes scattered across it. They seem fine enough. There's like vials of there's like vials of all kind. There's like a whole workspace area over here where Valen is sort of checking out. And there's a zombie tied to the wall. With a brief sort of glance toward the zombie chained to the wall, you'll see that it has hold up. It has glyphs carved into its flesh, like scarred into it. A portion of its skull has been opened up where his brain has been revealed. There are different types of tubes and needles stuck into veins that just hang down loosely from it. And it is covered in necrotic flesh, missing teeth, blisters, boils, and pus-filled cysts.
Goodbye. What type of things do necromancy wizards get up to? This seems pretty gnarly.
There's a good reason why I chose to study divination instead of this, but yeah, this seems pretty on par for a necromancer. Macabre, gruesome. No offense, Valen. You know,
Valen is like very diligently looking through research papers and stuff like that. There appears to be too much for her to be able to like take all of it in at once, but she's trying.
I'll go over to where she is then and just like start to pour over notes as well.
Okay. Is there anything anyone else would like to do? When you walk over towards there, the zombie on the wall is like, bah, and it clinks against the chains and then, falls back down because he's like hanging.
Illikin probably can't read the glyphs, but he'll go over and take a look at it.
Yeah, I was gonna try and read them as well. Don't know much about necromancy, but I got an arcana proficiency.
Sure. All right. Why don't I want Illican to make a medicine check and then an arcana check from Quintus.
Okay. Medicine.
That's Orcus's thing. That's abyssal stuff.
Okay, so I will say, Quintus, you do recognize that the sigils carved on the flesh of this zombie bear a resemblance to, because even in this room, on the walls from like floor to ceiling, there are carved glyphs into the walls. It's on every level the same as the first, where these gentle repose glyphs are sort of carved on the walls. They bear a resemblance to them. You can probably just like see it on the wall right next to them and be like, oh, those are pretty similar. But Illican, what you notice is that this zombie, when it was alive, suffered many viral diseases.
Oh, viral?
Viral diseases. And like keeps them contained within him, apparently. There's like all kinds of just nasty, disgusting diseases that this guy has. And it's not, you have a feeling that it is some sort of birth defect that makes him more susceptible to getting all these diseases.
Like a birth defect from when the zombie was alive.
Yes.
Huh. All right, yeah, he'll mention this. It'll be like, it's a bit peculiar. Quintus, I know you couldn't really discern the glyphs, but there must have been something about the wizard using this particular test subject. When this zombie was alive, it would have been someone deformed, born with deformities. I don't think the choice was so random, but I don't know why.
was there anything that Quintus, or not Quintus, I'm sorry, Sapphira or Big Smile, are you guys doing anything?
Big Smile's mostly just keeping an eye out for moving things, making sure nothing breaks through its chains and ambushes us here.
Sure.
Sapphira's doing the same, mostly just like keeping an eye on that zombie, keeping an eye like all around the place because it's just like, you know, giving her bad vibes really.
Okay, so you guys are just sort of standing there.
Walking
Keeping
around.
guard.
Yeah. As Big Smile's going around the perimeter, he's looking at the desk and like nodding at the notes, but like not, paying any attention. Just like, yep, those are notes. And
Big Smile, why don't you make me a perception check?
18.
Okay, so something does catch.
Oh, sorry. This is at disadvantage, actually. Well,
Okay,
18.
it's fine. 18 is still good. Something does catch your eye. On a desk so Valin and Gabar are sort of on the same desk. Valin will snatch a note paper from Gabar and start reading it, and Gabar has to grab a different one. But on a desk beside them, there's a bunch of peculiar objects. There's like a jar with a dead beetle inside of it. There's like a very, very large, like this fucking big black widow spider that's like mummified or whatever. It's long dead in a jar. A skeleton of a serpent sort of coiled up. Some bags of like weird bone dust. But something that you notice that catches your eye is a glass eye. Just sitting on a table.
I'm very interested in that.
Which is so ironic. Do you want to check it out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. So you pick it up, and as you do, you realize it's not slimy, it's oily, right? Like if you get like black oil, like car oil on like, it's oily and slick, and you sort of like, and there drops black oil from it, but it has a yellow pupil inside of it.
Yeah, Big Smile will kind of like hack out the chunk of ice he's stuck in there.
Yeah.
And pop it in.
Perfect. Just pops it right in the evil necromancy tower.
Do I notice that?
Yep, you do. As soon as he pops it in.
Did you just? Oh no! Oh,
Big
no.
smile. It rolls around in your head a little bit, and it's slick and it's warm for some reason, right? And you blink a little bit, you can see.
Oh, sweet.
You can see out of it.
Hey, kid, I got you in 2020 here.
Where did you get that?
Now he has this weird black and yellow eye.
Over here, next to a bunch of weird jars.
Fuck. Come here for a second. Can I look at it? I mean, shit. I'm gonna need to take a few minutes here because I want to see if this thing is magic in nature. I'm just gonna tell him just to like be still, and I'm gonna like start carving the runes that usually like I carve it like on the surface, like on the ground, wherever I'm investigating. I'm just like doing it right on his face right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 11 minutes just to cast identify on this.
Okay,
thing.
cool. Absolutely. In the meantime, Big Smile, no, Illican and Quintus have investigated this zombie. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in this room?
Can we figure out how many of these cells are occupied?
Yeah, out of the like 11 of them, 6 of them are occupied. However, as you guys like peer into this room down here on the corner, you will see that a huge creature is like hunched over in this chamber, like it barely fits, and it's fat and it's covered in blisters and boils. And as you like get close to the window, your hot breath will like warm the window, and this creature will like turn and you'll see it's a troll, but it is like disgust. It has warts and blisters covering its entire face. It's got green oozing out of like pores all over its body. This thing is like a disgusting, fucked up experiment.
Yeesh. Just regeneration is a gift and a curse.
It would seem so.
Okay. So 10 minutes go by, or 11 minutes, whatever. And Gabar, you will understand that you do not have to attune to this eye to see out of it.
That's it. There's no other magical properties. It's just.
Yep, there is. It
Oh.
if there is, yes. If you attune
Oh.
to the eye, you can like sense undead.
Oh.
Can't believe that didn't backfire.
I think how this was the tower we ended up going right after the divination one.
I can't believe you lose an eye, you gain an eye.
Well, I guess it works out that it wasn't, the Eye of Aerial Arthas or some shit like that, but.
I will
I'm not
also
one.
go
Oh
ahead.
god, I shouldn't
Nope.
be one to scold other people for just fucking with shit you find, but usually at least I try to identify it before I go doing that stuff. So
You just got cursed from touching a body, and you just stuck that in your head, no questions asked.
well, I just said I'm not one to scold other people for doing what I did just before I said that, Quintus.
Yeah, I'll do it though.
Fine, fine.
Bar, we shouldn't go sticking our noses in random things anymore. Let's shake on it.
I'm gonna kick him in the shin.
You kick him in the shin. I will say, I'll give you this for free. Gabar, as you like cast the magical thing and you like finally finished your incantation and you got the identify off, I'll say you did catch out your periphery another magical item on that desk.
Oh. Yeah, I'll go take a look at whatever else is over there.
Yeah, you'll see it's a candle that's like half burned up. It's just a black candle. Like melted. You can like pop it off the desk.
All right. Yeah, I'll pop it in my bag for later
Sure.
investigation.
Sure.
Unless people have other things they're gonna. I mean, are we almost done in this room? Does it seem, or?
Up to you guys. Valen has pretty much sussed out what's going on here, so she could give you the rundown if you need be. Other than there's just a shitload of poison. Like you'll see 2 vials of assassin's poison, 3 vials of carrion crawler poison, 3 doses of topor poison. There's just like all different kinds of poisons in little vials all over the shelves that have tumbled over and stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually just kind of curious. Is the troll undead?
From what you can tell, it's almost certainly yes.
Interesting that these diseases and afflictions persistent on death. Makes all of these perfect test subjects for whatever.
I think this necromancer was trying to cure some sickness or something there. Milligan.
Cure or the opposite of that.
Valen will speak up with like a handful of notes that she'll fold in half and stuff in her bag. I believe the latter would be correct. From what I understand, and you got a bit of this too, Gabar. There was a high necromancer, but his name was Estrum. He was investigating magical chemical warfare and other kinds of biological warfare, specializing in spreading undead plagues. but there's maybe not missing information, but the work was suddenly assumed by a group of apprentices under command of High Necromancer Kadavix.
Wouldn't be the first time someone tried to, unleash undead plagues and whatnot, so that's not surprising that it'd be a necromancer.
She will note that we should definitely not let out the zombies in these cells because they will spread a zombie plague.
All right, everyone, get your masks on.
Stand 10 feet apart.
So like we get sick and we
soon, too
become
soon.
undead.
Yep.
Fuck.
Undead and diseased, potentially. Not a prospect that would make one positive.
Yeah,
But
it's
just-
from Valin's understanding, there's different ways of it spreading. Like some of it is by like this noxious gas, some of it is by like contact or like a bite. So it's like different
Multiple
versions.
vectors.
Yep.
So
Wait,
does it?
Who are the Netherese fighting? Why do they need some sort of undead plague bioweapon thing?
I mean, everybody knows the war with the Faerun, but I'm sure they had other wars. You don't become a powerful empire like that without killing people.
Well, what other civilizations would there be aside from that they would go up against?
They existed.
Sorry, kid, were you saying something?
No, I was just thinking. I wonder if the purpose of this zombie tied up to the wall over there was a Kadavix test subject to try to see if they could find a way to cure these afflictions in case it did get released. I don't know, just a hazard, I guess.
I'm sure a wizard would want to know how to inflict it maximally, especially a necromancer, but also how to cure it if need be.
Well, it
That's
seems like
useful.
the person who was developing this was different than Kadavix. It could have just been a malcontent or someone trying to unleash a plague on Yithrin for whatever reason. Doesn't say where he came from, does it, Flynn?
No. From what she understands of it, he was the High Necromancer and then was suddenly not.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so he was the High Necromancer, and then Kadavix kind of usurped him.
It's unclear. But Kadavix did not focus on this. This was not his thing.
Oh,
He made a bunch of apprentices take over this work. A couple of crawling claws will come out of holes in the wall that are also similar. These little mouse holes like in the cartoons, and they will just sort of crawl out of the hole, see you guys, scurry back into the hole. And this has happened the whole time you guys have been doing this.
Seems all eyes on us. Do we want to head onwards and upwards? See what else is here?
up we go.
Let's go. Get into
Well,
creepy
we're on
crawlies
like
here.
floor 2 of like several levels above us.
Yeah, you'd think there's probably 3 or 4 more levels from here.
Yeah.
In this
Alright.
tower.
Let's go check it out before we check out the other tower.
Okay. So you guys want to head up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head up the stairs. And as you do, I don't have a map for this room. So again, the stairs wind up to like a door or something that leads to the next floor, but the stairwell continues upwards. You guys enter this chamber. And this dark circular chamber surrounding the staircase has 8 equidistant pedestals lining the walls. Resting carefully upon each pedestal is a skull. Carved into the wall, on one of the walls, is a phrase written in Loros. Those of you who can read Loros, which is, I guess, Gabar. But the scant will translate. It says, "The dead hold the secrets of eternal wisdom." And then the stairs continue to the floor above. So it's just an empty ass room with a phrase on the wall and 8 pedestals with 8 skulls resting on the pedestals.
We have a similar phrase in my culture, though. I have a feeling that the meaning is a little bit different here.
What's the phrase in your culture there, Prince?
Oh, much wisdom can be learned from one's ancestors and all. I suppose, in the literal sense, this phrase means the same, but these necromancers, they wish to draw everything they can from the dead. In part, a life on them that is not meant to be.
Oftentimes, my understanding of necromancy is limited at best, but it's oftentimes when you create these zombies, these undead creatures, the soul is not imparted within them. They're just sort of cadavers lumbering around, bones and meat, flesh, but nothing inside. Still cruel, but I wouldn't call it life as you would think of it.
I suppose I did not know. But this begs the question even more then. What can be learned? Suppose we may find out.
So we'll keep going up then.
Well,
Or anything else in this chamber?
I would like to look at least get close to one of these skulls and see
Sure.
if there is it just like a skull? Does it seem like a shrine? Does it seem magical in nature?
So it doesn't seem magical necessarily. But you do see the skulls, right? Some of them are unique. Like not humanoid. One of the ones that you approach is a humanoid skull that has crystals set into the eyes and the teeth of this creature, of this skull, is made of crystals. Another skull, there's 2 other regular, they look like, or 3 other just normal looking skulls. 4 other normal looking skulls. Then there is another skull that's bigger than the rest of them. And it has sharp features with little horns coming out of the cheeks and 2 large horns curling back on its head. It looks like a devil's skull. There is also what appears to be a one-eyed skull. There's like a deformed sort of face that's twisted and shaped. And then there's one solitary socket, as well as a little bit larger than, let's say, a dragonborn dragon skull. But it must have belonged to a humanoid body. And on each pedestal, you will see the remains of melted black wax from candles. On each pedestal, sometimes on top of the skull, sometimes surrounding the pedestal.
I'll pull out that black candle that I found earlier.
Yep.
And does it look like it's the same wax?
For sure.
Anyone have any idea what this means?
I think that candle lets you talk to all these dead skulls.
Just one way to
Val-
find out.
Valin will perk up. It's a library.
Where are the books?
She'll motion to the skulls.
It's got to be more efficient to just write things down than do shit like this.
How do we read them?
She'll look over towards V. Y'all have already done this twice today.
Yeah, just
You know,
rubbing our
like,
hands, ready to
twice-
cast Speak with Dead.
Twice today, you guys have spoken with the dead and found it a little bit more efficient, I'd say, than just reading the information and trying to find the information you needed. Why don't you just talk to an expert?
Can I tell what kind of devil
Make
the skull
a.
belonged to?
Can I tell what kind of devil the skull belonged to? Check.
I guess Arcana.
I'll give you advantage. Wow. Okay.
Nice.
So for sure, you do know. So you would recognize this to be so you get to it by via process of elimination, right? Because these kind of devils don't all look the same usually. So you're like, okay, so it might be a horned devil, but you're like, no, horned devils have a different shape, and it's like, okay, it might be this kind of devil. No, that can't be it. So you finally land on a Styx devil or an Amnizu, which is a powerful type of devil. They're like really, really strong. They're more higher. They're like what's it? Not they're lesser
Greater.
It's a type of greater. Yeah. And they are protectors of the river Styx, so they like keep demons out from the river Styx. But they're highly intelligent, so they're known to be like pact keepers for like archdevils.
Goodness, maybe you can talk to it and ask it how to get out of your little deal with the devil.
I don't necessarily know that I want to get out of that deal.
Well, I suppose we are interested. V could do it, but perhaps the candle is a way to do it without V's help.
Well, if someone wants to try it, be my guest.
I've already stuck my nose in too much in this godforsaken town.
Yeah, I already cashed my chips by this thing not being cursed, so maybe we do want to burn a couple slots. If he's okay with it. We got eternal knowledge at our fingertips. What do we ask these things?
And which one?
Yeah.
Oh, totally the one with the jewels in his eyes. Shiny's always best.
I mean, what do you guys want to do?
Jewels in my eyes, Johnson. Uh,
I mean, if he's willing, we should probably tap these things and, I don't know, ask what it is. What was going on here? What else do we really need to know besides the necromancy part of the arcane octet?
Should we go to this last and see what? Is there anything else in this room actually?
No, it is quite sparse.
Okay.
We
Do
can
try to
go ahead.
do we try to figure out what Adavix's like magnum opus was? It's like Apius had the telescope, Toth had the anvil.
That's a good idea. If he was planning on doing something with those, with these, I guess, plagues.
Well, yeah, is this the top floor?
No, there's more floors.
I believe the top floor always has that. Yes, Quintus. So could definitely take a look there when we're done here.
Well, there's also half a tower missing, so we don't know what we're losing here.
True.
Maybe these things will know a little bit about the spire.
The obelisk?
The obelisk, yeah.
I'd be surprised. Seems like Iralarthus was holding that one close to his chest, but we can certainly ask. If this is a library of sorts, like Flynn thinks, there should be a wealth of knowledge here. I don't know exactly.
Mind you, the other libraries that you found in the other towers were pretty like narrow in their topics, right? Like you're in the Tower of Necromancy. In the Tower of Abjuration, you found a bunch of abjuration books. In the Conjuration, you found a bunch of conjuration books. In the Divination, there was some divination books.
What burning necromancy related questions do we have? Maybe they have a cure for arcane blight, so it's just a greater restoration spell. I don't know if that's necromancy enough.
It could be.
I don't know how much they would know about the Arcane Blade. It seems like that kind of came after the destruction of Yithrin. If anything, I'd be interested in just learning more about what Catavix was doing here, but we could also just learn that by probably going upstairs.
Yeah, maybe we explore the rest of this place, see what questions we have left over in return.
That's a good idea. I
Good
like
idea.
that.
Yep.
All right. Head on up to the next level.
All right, you guys start to head up to the next level. I will note once again, there was crawling claws just around, and they've disappeared and reappeared through holes in the wall, like flush with the floor. You're starting to understand, those of you with like a decent intelligence, that like these crawling claws like can travel through the walls, and make their way through the different levels of this tower. I lied though. The central staircase rises to its final destination into this chamber, but there does appear to be more. Like there's another set of stairs, but this central staircase just ends here. As you enter, go ahead.
So we're noticing that these crawling claws are kind of like going like kind of up and down across this entire thing. Are they like the same ones?
No,
They're not. Okay.
no, and it'd be hard to tell besides that, but there's a lot of them. Like we're talking like hundreds of them.
And they're just like, severed hands basically.
Yep.
Okay.
That move around like thing from
Yep.
the Addams
family.
Yeah. Okay. You enter a frostbitten chamber, and your breath mingles with the frigid air. A collapsed wall, or like a big crack through a wall, exposes the room to the chill outside, covering every surface in frost and ice. From floor to ceiling, small black stone niches line the room, each cradling frozen scrolls of parchment. Ruined writing desks are scattered around, their remains encased in ice. Numerous holes in the wall, flush with the floor, punctuate the chamber. A small spiral staircase leads to a black iron door on one side of the chamber. So there's those little crawling claw holes, and there's niches, like little cubby holes, all over the entire room. There's writing desks around that are like covered in ice and crumbled, and there are scrolls of parchment tucked into all of these different cubbies. Some of them are empty, some of them are not. There's parchment on the floor. All of it's wrapped in ice. And there is a spiral staircase that leads to a black iron door on top of like there's like a platform up there, and there's like a black iron door that leads to another like chamber above. A dozen or more withered, crawling claws skitter around the room aimlessly, as if awaiting a command that may never come. Among the rubble and skittering hands lie 3 frozen corpses.
Is this the mail room?
And there was 3 humanoid corpses on the ground.
Yep. Covered in frost and ice. One of them's partially crushed under some rubble that has fallen in.
Without touching. What do the robes look like? Like, could this be the necromancer himself, or maybe like apprentices?
It's not super ornate. I'll say that. But they are like withered beyond like recognition. This one. So they're not like fleshy undead. And there's just parchment all over the place. Some of it covered in ice, some of it like frozen stiff, some of it salvageable, some of it stuck in cubbies. I mean, there's just paper everywhere.
Yeah, I'm assuming these guys will be rooting through looking for information that Big Small would go through and see if there's any like parchment that hasn't been ruined that maybe he could give to Gabar to like write down his spells.
Sure. You can make an investigation check.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god. Okay.
It wasn't working. I clicked.
We'll go with the first one.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So, but everyone else, what would you guys be doing at this point?
I guess checking out the door.
Okay. You can climb up the stairs and check out the door. Everyone else?
Illican will try to determine how old the bodies might be.
Okay. Go ahead and make a medicine check, and we'll hold on to it. Gabar, Sapphira.
This astronomy archive that I have, right? So I'm attuned to it right now. But do those spells, are those, and I should ask about this duplicitous manuscript as well. Are those considered like prepared spells?
No.
Or do I have to use the charges, right?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't do that the last time. My bad, when I did the Nistel's magic aura.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to spend a minute to use one of the charges to prepare locate creature.
I think, but in preparing it, you have to take away one, right? You have to, it doesn't count, or it counts towards the number that you can prepare per day.
Right, so I have to unprepare another one so that I
correct.
can have. Yeah,
Correct.
that's what I was saying. Like that's how I
Okay.
didn't use it before correctly.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's the cool thing that they do, right? It's like you don't have to copy it into your spell book. You can always have it. They're like a spare spell book, but you have to spend the charges to do it.
Right.
And that's just because they're cool Netherese spell books that are enchanted to be able to do that.
No, I get that now. I totally misunderstood what they were saying on the duplicitous manuscript until I just read this one again and then saw that last part about preparing.
Gotcha.
My bad.
It's okay. So his name? Big Smile. You look around. You don't. Everything's like pretty much ruined. You actually do like pull out a piece of parchment from a cubby that's not super stiff, but it's frozen enough that it doesn't just disintegrate in your hands. And there's like a whole message written on it in Loros.
Oh.
It's sort of formatted like a letter.
Can you make heads or tails of this Loros here? Give it to Gabar.
I'll look it over.
Sure. It says, "We have finally concluded our testing and believe we have discovered the proper ritual to combine all of the minds of the telepathic pentacle together. We are meeting at the Wellspring of Answers tonight to conduct our final experiment. If all goes to plan, I may reach a new height of power that could possibly rival one of the Arcanists of the Ebon Star. Wish me luck. I may be late for dinner."
No name on this.
No.
What was it? Telepathic pentacle?
Pentacle. Yeah.
Pentacle.
Telepathic
Pentacle.
tentacle.
And they're meeting at the Wellspring of Answers. Do you have anything you wish to say on this matter, Gabar?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I read the whole thing off like as I'm reading it. So, sorry, I got distracted reading a spell there. So the thing said, "We are meeting at the Wellspring of Answers. We have the means to become just as powerful as the Arcanist, the Ebon Star." And then what was the thing about the pentacle?
The telepathic pentacle are going to combine all of their minds together.
Doesn't sound very necromancy-ish, though, does it? Wonder what a letter like that is doing here. Maybe you're right, Quintus. Maybe this is like a mail area.
One of the crawling claws will skitter onto Gabar's leg and start to try to climb up his pants.
Nope, kicking that thing out.
Kick it off. You kick it off. Another two come crawling towards you.
Fuck's
And
sake.
begin crawling up your leg.
Is
Kick
it?
them off. God damn it. I'm back.
Oh,
There we go.
My internet, if you touch the cord even a little bit, it disconnects.
Oh.
So, fuck, it says it's unstable. Trying to get it back to normal. Come on, baby. Anyways, what did you say you wanted to do when they're crawling?
Well, does
up
it
your leg?
seem like these things are coming after the letter?
Yes.
I'm gonna hot potato it back to Big Smile.
You hot potato it back to Big Smile, and the crawling claws begin to crawl up Big Smile. And now they're amassing now. There's like 4 or 5, 6 coming towards you.
Big Smile's into this game. He's gonna flip it behind his back to Sapphira.
They begin crawling towards Sapphira.
I will I'm just gonna try and just slice at him. Actually,
Yeah, you just you slash at them, and in a one fell swoop, they all go flying across the room. Some of them heavily dead and damaged. Some of them skitter away in fear. And you all do sort of get the feeling that they wanted this piece of paper.
don't do that again.
Why do you think they're drawn to that parchment like that? It's just a letter. Oh, do you think these hands deliver letters for the city? Kind of looking at Quintus. This is your
I
theory,
guess, I
right?
mean-
This is the mailroom, yeah?
Yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah, I guess why would they need a room this big just for this tower? I never saw another place like this, so
So
it
weird
feels
that
kind of pedestrian to be a whole floor in the Tower of Necromancy.
maybe it's just he's got those crawling hands things. They make good delivery boys.
Also,
Like
be
set
a
of
really
pigeons.
good way to monitor the ongoings of the city folk if every piece of mail came through here.
There it is. That makes sense.
I mean, it just
Okay.
seems kind of random
Not
that
the
it's
mail room, it's the censorship bureau.
yeah. It just seems weird that it's like the necromancy tower. Though, like, why not one of the other towers, or why not its own thing?
You guys want to check out more of these pieces of parchment around the room?
Yeah.
So one of them will have a huge, like, filigree title on it. It's a card. It's just like a little card. And it's one of the only things that's salvageable in this room. And it says Hall of Silk. And in very plainly printed words in Loros, it will say, "Your dress is now available for pickup from the Hall of Silk. Please receive it or have your magen receive it at your earliest convenience. Thank you, Hall of Silk." There is another one, is a letter, and it will say, "Good day, Father. I know you are busy with your research, but tomorrow is my graduation ceremony from the House of the Arcane. It would mean much to me if you could attend. I have studied in the field of divination, like yourself, and am likely going to progress as an apprentice to the High Diviner Apius. If I get the apprenticeship, I will see you more often. I hope you can make it. Your son, Volius." All right. I want to get back to Illican real quick because I forgot about him. So, Illican, you examine these bodies, and you can tell that they definitely died in the crash of Yithrin. One of them is like very obviously like covered in rubble. Something that you do like notice on their person is one of them has a wand in its hand that's like frozen, and the wand is the spine of a snake. They all have like frozen spell books sort of ruined on their person, unsalvageable. But you do notice with such a high medicine check that one of the corpses has a ring on his finger that has like a skull on it. Or no, it's their skeletal hands holding onto like a red gem, I think. And it is completely untouched by frost and dust and damage and all that stuff. It is like surprisingly spotless.
Ah, spotless. Gabar, you might want to come over here and take a look. These bodies clearly died during the fall. Everything is old and ruined, except this ring right here.
It's quite macabre, but I'd certainly be able to find out if it's magic in, I don't know, another 11 minutes or so, give or take.
Very well.
We feel like waiting longer. Or I can pocket it for possibly investigation later. Your call.
I'm just having flashbacks to Nash Lantamir. So, if anybody can cast protection from evil.
Wait,
Hold on.
wait. Can Sanar do that?
Illican can as well.
I can as well.
Sanar can do it.
He's
There we
definitely
go.
cast that on me before. Now that I think about
Sanar
it.
will do it. He'll say something like the fucking Moon Maiden washes away the darkness or some shit.
Did single target? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with his protection, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 11 minutes, I suppose,
Sure.
investigating this
You,
this
you,
ring.
you slip the ring off of the finger.
Well, I'll leave it on the hand until because I don't want to touch it until I identify it in case it's like cursed or anything.
That sounds good. So, Quintus, you go up to this door, and you want to. It's just this weird black iron door. It's kind of like I guess the staircase rises into the ceiling, so you're kind of out of view, and then there's like another floor, but it's just a landing, and there's a room beyond, but the door has like these black metal blades that stick off of it in all kinds of random directions and shit. You tug on the knob and a arcane sigil sort of lights up. It's locked, like arcane locked.
All right. Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to find out. Just head back down. I assume it's a solid iron door. There's no like slats or anything to open.
No, but it's probably the most ornate door that you've seen in this place.
This place being Necromancy Tower or Yathan?
Necromancy Tower. It is very, very like nice. Might even say something. I bet it does. They're fucking like, what is it? Narcissistic wizards. It probably will say like it'll have a plaque on the door in like black and it's written in fucking dark speech or something. But it's written in Laura, so you can't read it. But it appears to be like a name.
All right. Yeah, I'll just make a quick like charcoal imprint of it
Mhm.
and bring it downstairs.
Sure. In this 10 minutes that Gabar is identifying this ring, is there anything anyone else would like to do?
I just want to like fuck around with these hands if there's any more out, trying to
Oh,
like,
there's
coax one
plenty of them.
out and
Yeah.
can I like play with them a little bit? Or are they like Chewinga like friendly type of
No,
thing? Or are they
I mean,
just like we want to deliver letters?
Yeah, they're kind of just, I mean, obviously mindless, right? They're just an appendage. But
like
they have
undead?
they have zero, yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
But they have like zero personality or any fun to them. They just crawl up and then like you kick them off and then they turn around and crawl back.
Yeah, they're no fun.
What are the name of those hand guys from Ocarina of Time?
I don't remember there being hand guys in Ocarina of Time. I'm just thinking of the hands from Elden Ring right now.
Okay.
Yeah, the hands, those nasty hands with like,
Those
you know, they got like
12
10
fingers.
12, yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Slightly bigger than crawling claws.
Yeah, but you know, like that's what I'm envisioning, like, you know, just like these undead hands, just like
Yeah.
unnaturally skittering around.
But yeah, I was picturing the ones like the size of a Chevy in Elden Ring.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
like those huge ones near the end of the game, like massive. There's that one that just drops down and like crushes one of those giant birds. But anyway, back to
Fuck them
D&D
birds.
stuff.
Oh, you know what? It's not, that door is not arcane locked. It just won't open for you. I totally forgot about that.
Mhm.
And I just realized it just now. It's not arcane locked. It just won't open for you. Yeah, for sure. So, Gabar. This ring basically allows you to switch the damage type of
Oh,
spell to
shit.
product. But there's a caveat. It's cursed. While attuned to the ring, or wait, does it say wearing it? It says while wearing it, but I guess while attuned, you are considered undead whenever you are in dim light or darkness. In addition, if you can normally cast the light or dancing light cantrips, you are unable to cast them while wearing the ring. And so it's not like a horrible curse. You're just like considered undead.
Hmm. Anyone mind being undead? Not like it, not permanently, just while you're attuned to this, of course. You know, you're not
Everyone
gonna
turns towards each
die.
other.
But
I think we're gonna have to get upstairs.
why come?
Door won't open. It's not like arcane lock. It's something different.
You can
think that we could-
you can show him the paper, and it'll
Yeah.
say "Hi, Necromancer Catavix" on the plaque next to the door.
Oh, on the plaque. Okay.
This-
That's Big
Go ahead.
Honcho's office.
This body that this ring was on, it didn't look
Yeah.
like High Necromancer Catavix's
No.
body, no.
No. It must be. It can't be.
Maybe we could talk to it, could we? You said these bodies on the floor, they were not undead, right? They were.
They don't appear that they were. They were once wizards for sure.
Maybe these are some of the apprentices then.
Perhaps.
Well, what do you think? Do we want V to use Old Faithful here?
If she's willing to do a speak with dead, or we can try this. If I take that black candle out and like put it on the head of this thing
Mm-hmm.
and light it, does that work?
Do you take the black candle and put it on the head of one of these corpses? You so there was 3 of them, right? Did you do the one with the ring?
I'm doing the one with the ring, yes.
Okay. You take the candle and place it on top of the skull. It is kind of laid out like, and you know, or whatever, use some magical bullshit and light the candle. And as the candle begins to burn, it's a regular sort of glow that emanates from it. And then it whoosh, turns green. And the whole room is like illuminated this green light. And you will see the mouth of the creature, like this dead thing, open up as you have just cast Speak with Dead with this candle.
Fucking
Well
worked.
done. Well
It
done.
is a candle of black speech. This one, there's only enough candle left for 5 questions.
Oh well. All right. Let's see. How do we enter Catavix's room? I've never spoken with Deb before. This is wild.
It will say in Loros to you, out loud so that everyone can hear it. This is different than V, right? In this one, it's like actually like moving its mouth and it like cracks against the ice as it's like laying dead. And it will say, let me double check my. Okay. He will say, only Catavix has the passphrase, but his thralls may enter.
Were you one of Catavix's thralls?
I was his apprentice.
seems like I don't. Is there a difference between a thrall and an apprentice? Not asking you.
I think thralls are undead and don't have free will.
What I was thinking too.
Do you think we should ask him why Kadovix didn't seem to want to continue the research on the plague bio bomb stuff that the previous necromancer was doing?
Why was Kadovix dismissive of the necromancer studying the plagues 2 rooms down? I can't remember that necromancer's name.
Estrom.
Estrom, thank you.
What's the word that I want to use? Kadovix was under direct orders of the Archmage. A secret study. Study's not the right word. Experiment. Research, maybe. Some sort of word like that. Or it's like he was busy with something else for Ariel Arthas.
He was working
was
on the
more
Manhattan
important.
project and couldn't be bothered.
Yes. That is what you get from that answer.
What is the purpose of this room we are in?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Not my strongest suit here.
Oh, actually, never mind. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I'm speaking in Loros to this thing, so 9. Fuck.
It will say that it is the mail room.
I don't believe you.
He'll elaborate though and be like, all letters sent within Yithrin to other citizens went through the crawling claws in the tower.
Should we ask if there's another way of getting inside of the chambers? Upstairs.
This candle's almost burned out, right?
This is the last
There's
question.
one question left, yeah.
One more.
Do we go for the octad?
That's the most important. That's the one thing we can't leave here without, boys.
Yeah.
Fine. What is the necromancer's part of the ritual of the arcane octid?
He will say, I do not know,
Fuck. Sorry, that
but
was-
he holds the answers in his chambers. The candle burns out, the flame disappears. Actually, it turns from green to regular, and the soul sort of, the body goes back dead, and then the candle will automatically put itself out, and it trails that smoke that candles do when they get put out.
Oh. Looks like we got to figure out a way to become one of Kadovix's thralls.
Make a intelligence check, like investigation. I'll give you advantage because Valen's helping.
Hey, yo.
Holy
Nice.
crap. You and Valin come to the conclusion that he must have meant undead. Just undead. Maybe not necessarily his thrall, but undead.
Okay. I'll just point that out and be like, well, Quintus seems like you were onto something, so I suppose you should get the honors.
I don't think I can take that. Like physically. Like it'd probably rip apart my body having that much weave.
I can do it.
Attunement slots are full.
Ah,
You're gonna
Seem-
gonna go
I can do it.
undead, Sapphira?
If you're willing, I'm not
I
gonna
thought
stop
he,
you.
I thought he has already
Elder.
taken enough.
Elder, I may be of assistance.
God,
Yes,
fucking morons.
Wait a second.
I knew you were going to come in handy. Aside from all the other times.
Art thou in need of an undead?
We do find ourselves in need of someone of your capabilities.
He does the thing where he's like,
Pick me.
yeah, like, look at this. Do you think I've been following you around this whole time and you forget about me?
His hands are facing through his body.
I just don't think of you as I forget, I just treat you like a friend, not as an undead, so it just slips my mind sometimes.
Thank
But
you,
you-
Elder.
No worries. If you could go and try to open the door Quintus spoke of.
Perhaps all of you could come with me.
He's scared to do it by himself.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm totally going with him. I want to see the inside of this room.
Okay.
Always.
All right. So do you guys want to climb up the stairs to
Does-
make your way?
Yeah, but does anyone, I mean, I too am full of attunement slots, so does anyone actually want this ring?
I think I got one open, so
B might want it. I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't
Valen, pick me, Valen, pick me.
Anyone at all?
Anyone
at
want
all.
the ring?
Valen
that's
will
fine if-
1000% take that.
I mean, the only person I would say I'd rather give it to is V. So I guess like if V doesn't pipe up, we
Doesn't
can
want
obviously
it.
wait. Yeah, we can, come
Yeah,
back
we'll
to
handle
this when
that.
Nate gets here,
Mhm.
but otherwise I will give it to V.
Yeah, because you'd
I
have
guess-
to take a short rest to attune to it anyways.
I guess
Like,
Illiken might be a little curious, like, ooh, this undead stuff is bad.
I mean, but also, I mean, Sapphire, if you do want it, I mean, I will give it to you, but I mean, it seems like it's more like spell casting for changing
Definitely.
spells to.
I was wrong.
necromancy.
I actually all my spots are filled up, so
Oh, okay.
just made sure of it. So
Quintus, can you take inspiration for narratively saying that your attunement slots are full?
I don't even know what my third one even is.
Could Illiken's like produce flame be turned into necromantic? then?
Is it leveled spells?
Evocation
Uh,
spell that deals damage.
Evocation.
Spell that deals damage? Is that what it says?
That's all
What it says.
So then, yes, I guess is produce flame. And no, that's a conjuration spell.
Oh yeah. I was just looking up, so it wouldn't really be that useful for him.
Okay. Well, like I said, we'll just stick to the plan. If V wants it, cool. If not, then Vlyn can take it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what it is. Evocation spell. That's cool. It's a cool item. All right. So you guys walked.
Oh, Moonbeam is evocation. All right, we'll
You
keep
can
that in the
change
back pocket.
Moonbeam to a necrotic.
Necrotic Moonbeam. I
That's
mean,
sick as fuck. All right, so you guys make your way up the stairs, and there is a door, right? And Banar will trepidatiously touch the knob or the it's like a pull latch, right? And he'll just pull on it, and the door begins to open. Just by itself. Like he didn't have to barely push it; it just barely, and it opens. And let me pull you guys over to a map, but I got to put everybody's token on it first.
Oh, so it's literally just the door, not the threshold.
It's the door, yeah.
I wonder how that interacts with the vampire.
Well, he's already in the tower. I don't think it works like. Well, I don't know, actually. All right, I think that's my whole party. Does everybody have sight? Should be. I don't think there's any.
Yep.
lighting on this one. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is the pinnacle of the tower that you were in. You can see it, you can tell because it's like pointed at the top. The ceiling is like vaulted and pointed. Reaching the pinnacle of this tower, you see a green illuminated chamber surrounded in clutter. Several crumbled desks lie in disarray, cracked operating tables and bookshelves in ruins. There are contents scattered across the floor. An open space on the wall is... on an open space on the wall, like towards the very back, from where you guys are standing, is a cracked inscription written in Loros. A withered corpse in tattered wizardly garb lies on a short set of stairs that lead to a low platform in the center of the room. So there's like a corpse right there. In the center of the room, there are 4 stone braziers that emit an otherworldly emerald glow, casting long shadows on a fractured magic circle between them. Within the circle, a mostly intact table supports a 4-foot-tall crystal cylinder. There's a table, it's got some shit on it, in the middle of this magic circle, in the middle of a platform surrounded by braziers. Okay. The cylinder is filled with blood, or some kind of thick, like viscous, like fluid, red fluid, and it shifts as if it were like alive. In response to your presence, the blood within the cylinder reacts, and it cascades from open valves on top of the container like a grotesque tentacle. It sort of shifts itself upwards like a snake, and blackened clots in the blood shift and move through the blood to take the form of a dark, demented skull on the end of the tendril. Let me show you a handout. Yeah. So kind of like that, except it's a black, bloody tendril, like a tendril with like black blood clots that create that sort of skull. And a raspy, ancient voice echoes in your mind. Finally, a mortal body has come. Roll initiative.
Ah, son of a
Christ.
bitch.
Oops, wrong one. It was. It is blood in a cylinder, like glass case that comes out of like a spigot at the top of it, and is like able to animate itself. And like I said, blackened blood clots create a skull in the blood.
What time of day is it?
It's like afternoon for sure.
+4 for everybody except Boleyn. And the red ichor guy.
Ooh.
All right, I guess I got to roll for V2 and Sonar.
Am I gonna go last in initiative? What is this?
Okay. So let me get some fucking music going here. Okay. So as this thing sort of comes out, it will, let me make sure that it's like gonna see how it's gonna try to kill you. Yeah. So a like static of like arcing necrotic energy, that sort of blackish greenish energy will sort of spark from where this head of this weird ooze thing is, and it'll try to blast the wall with this arcane necrotic energy, and it misses you guys. Obviously, it's trying to kill you. Valin is first in the order. What would Valin like to do, Eric?
I think you gotta reset the initiative thing.
Oh,
Yeah, she's not first.
V. Fucking hell, man. Illican. Are you muted?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. I was actually trying to mention the initiative thing. I didn't realize I was muted. Okay. I think Illican will. What will he do? Like, I want to do protection against evil and good, but.
Oh yeah, that's concentration, right? How long does that
Yeah, it's
last?
concentration, so I wouldn't be able to do Moonbeam. But yeah, it lasts
10 minutes.
minutes, yeah. You know what?
And oh, so it would have passed probably because it takes 10 minutes for the thing to go away.
Well, yeah, that wait, what do you mean?
For Gabar.
Oh, for Gabar, yeah. All right, yeah, he will cast that on himself.
Okay.
And then he will wild shape.
Okay.
Does the griffin fit in here?
Yep.
Boom, done. He's gonna be a griffin, and then he's gonna charge up and get in this thing's face.
Okay. What passes for a face, I guess. It's
Yeah.
mostly just like oozy blood stuff. And viscera.
Ugh.
Kabam.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can actually do
no,
it
you did it.
myself. Okay.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right, yeah. I should have realized that a long time ago.
Okay.
All right, boom. I got no attacks, but I'll just stand there.
No problem. Yeah, you form yourself into this griffin and charge up to this thing. You're actually standing on top of a dead body of like a dead wizard.
Nice.
Relatively well preserved, honestly. Is there anything else you would like to do? That's your turn?
That's my turn.
God damn it. I hate being other characters.
Well, that's what Eric was for. Make him do all this.
Yeah, I'll do it though.
Probably just a firebolt. Don't want to spend too many resources while Nate's not here.
Nah, biggest spell.
I was thinking about it.
What's his
They
fifth
don't-
level?
Psychic glance.
Yeah, he does have 3 slots for psychic glance. What is the one where it throws 3 fireball things?
Scorching Ray.
He doesn't have it prepared for some reason.
But I think sorcerer is like,
Oh, they don't need to prepare spells.
yeah.
Oh, then we're definitely doing that. Holy crap, that hits. And that probably hits. And that probably hits. Let's see. Oh yeah. All 3 hit. Now let me see this guy. So yeah, totally. It takes all of that damage. As V will just sort of put her hand on her forehead and pluck at a string of weave, there's these purple flames that fly towards it, scorch off the side of it, and it blasts like a hole in this bloody, oozy thing and sprays blood all over fucking the griffin, right? And then the blood will fly off the griffin back into this thing as it reforms into this like disgusting oozy pile.
All right.
After it gets like fucking hit, it will say, "For ages I yearned for a mortal puppet," and then it's Sapphira's turn.
So from the damage I saw, did it seem like it was like actually taking damage?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to go all the way over here
Yep.
in flanking position with Illican
Mhm.
and do some advantage attacks. You know what? I haven't done this today. I'm going to unleash the Jihad Kala,
Okay.
which is. Hold on, is that yeah, it's a bonus action. Okay. Bonus action, I will attack with the Jihad Kala at advantage. Let's go.
Yeah.
16.
That hits.
Okay. And another one. Oh, natural 20.
Oh my god. All right.
Let's do.
Big Smile's looking on like a proud father, just watching that flank work to perfection.
Sure. Let's do a third. Second level smite.
Oh god. Fuck. I accidentally clicked the wrong button and now I have to redo everything.
68. 23 extra damage.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I need you to give me like a total. For both hits. So give me all the
33
damage.
plus 9 is 32. 42. 48. And 54. 54 damage total.
Jesus Christ. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Well, that was insane. So he's not bloodied yet, but that definitely damages him very severely. You will run up with the. You activated the Jihad Kala, right?
Yep.
What kind of damage does it do?
Oh, you
Radiant?
said you're doing a second level smite. Is this thing undead?
Yeah.
Oh, so I add
2 more?
2 more. 2d8.
Fantastic.
Jesus.
12. So 54 plus 12?
No, just 12 is what you got. Okay. That's a lot. All right. He's still not bloodied yet, but holy crap. I hope you never get a turn again. So this like disgusting fucking ooze thing coming out of this vessel, right? It will turn towards you as you are like running past it, and you reach behind your back and grab the Jihad Kala. And as you do, the aurora surrounds you, and your hair begins to illuminate with the aurora. You reach down and pull back and stab it into this crystal glass thing, right? And it shatters, exploding everywhere as this disgusting ichor flies all across the room, sort of sticking to everyone and everything in the room. It will then pull all of this pieces back towards itself and accumulate into this like shifting, moving, falling down and piling back up pile of blood and ooze and ichor, and it will sort of make a head that comes up again, that will say something like, oh, I've lost all my notes. I forgot. Yeah, it'll say, you are the harbinger of my rebirth, the culmination of my endless patience, as if it has chosen you, Sapphira.
I will say in Bothi, it won't be today.
Perfect. Hey, that's a good point. It's speaking common because it's telepathic. All right, Valen is now up.
She's either going to do magic missile, or if she doesn't have any, she will do firebolt.
He definitely has magic missile. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right, it takes the damage. As it gets blasted back, again, makes holes in it, it reforms and has its ire stuck on Sapphira. Quintus, you're up.
All right, I'm going to use the Frostwarden staff to make a chill touch cold damage. I know it's got to be a spell with a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll find out how it feels about necrotic damage for Valen's sake.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely not.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the secondary effects, we made that ruling already. All right, so you You blast it with a chill touch. A cold, icy hand reaches out and grabs it, and it just goes right through it. This disgusting, raspy voice echoes in your heads like.
But otherwise, I'll toss an inspiration to Sapphira.
Cool.
And yeah, let's maybe not be grouped up. I don't know what this thing can do. All right, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Sapphira,
Yeah.
make a Constitution saving.
Get ready for pain.
I would love to. 20 plus 3. Well, actually, no, not plus 3. Just 20.
20.
You know, plus 3
Jesus.
from your own.
I don't know why the plus was still up. It would
Damn.
be 23 because of the aura.
That is insane. All right, so it reaches out towards you, right? And it sticks onto you, right? And some of it's left behind, some of it's still there, but it starts wrapping itself around your body. And part of it will start to enter through your nose and through your ears and like try to get through your eyes. And you'll just see this skull right in front of your face, this like black clotted blood that makes the form of a skull. But you rip it off and fight it off and throw it onto the ground. And in return, it is going to do this. And roll. Yeah, it definitely misses. A 13.
That's
to
a
hit.
miss. Yep.
Yeah. So it tries to hit you. And it just does nothing. So it gets tossed back onto the table. Angry.
I can feel your blood pulsing with fear, mortal. Your flesh, willing or not, shall bear the weight of my ageless desires.
Gabar, you're up.
Okay. It didn't look like it put itself together at all on the end of its turn or anything like that.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Just trying to piggyback off what Quintus was going after.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. All right, then. Well, I pretty much took all of my offensive spells off today, so I'm just going to chuck some paper at it.
You got?
Throw a couple of pieces up in the air. 16?
That hits.
Okay. Obviously, the 3 non-magical slashing, bludgeoning, etc. Fire, acid, and cold.
It's resistant to the acid.
Okay. I feel like people probably see me cast this spell enough that they can read my darts exploding and know what they mean. So I'm just going to. Looks like the melee people got this one pretty well handled. I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of take 2 steps down the stairs behind us.
Okay.
Or wait, no, there was a door. Never mind.
Yes,
I'll just
there
stay
is
there.
a door.
I don't
Okay.
want to go out the room. Okay.
All right. Next in the order is Big Smile.
Big Smile's a little late to the party this time, as he's just in magnificent awe of Illican and Sapphira going in to flank and landing these blows. And as he claps his hand, he works himself into the fray. I'll throw a couple punches here.
Sure. Hit. Miss and a hit.
Cool. 12 bludgeoning.
Okay. It takes the damage. You punch into it, and it's like punching jello.
Splashing.
Yeah, it
everywhere,
splashes
yeah.
onto you, and you'll actually feel like one of the as it splashes onto your face, you'll feel one of the pieces trying to crawl into your nose.
No, not my good eye. Ah!
Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. Next in the order is Sonar. I guess Sonar will just do his usual thing. This thing doesn't look like it's probably too very dexterous. Yeah, it's not. Sonar will cast a radiant bolt. What did I call it that one time?
Radiant flame
Yeah, I
or
think
something like
Radiant Bolt is your alternate for it.
I can't even remember what it's called. All right, yeah, he takes the damage. All right. Illican, top of the order. You're back again.
All right, this thing is kind of splattered all around, and yeah, Griffin Illican will just he'll take a slash and a peck at it.
Okay.
Griffin multi-attack coming its way. Beak first.
That is a hit.
All
I rolled to
right.
the GM. Don't worry about it,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. I
Don't
guess
worry
there's
about
nothing we can do about that.
It's fine. Yeah. All right. It takes the
Um,
damage. Jesus, this thing. Oh, it's bloodied. But I mean, I guess
All
it's
right.
always bloodied, so you can't tell.
All right, so it carefully tries not to swallow any of this thing as it pecks
Yep.
at it, and all right,
That misses.
claws that misses. Yep. As it's spread too thin now. The claws just can't seem to get a hold on it.
All right. Is that your turn?
Well, that'll be Illican's turn.
Okay. V will go. I guess you're right. She will just do the bolt, firebolt. And misses. Okay. And I guess she'll move over here or something. All right. Sapphira, you're up again.
Alrighty. Let's do a couple more attacks.
Okay.
An advantage with the Jihad Kala. Let's go.
Yep. That hits. That misses.
All right. I'll do another second level smite on the one that hits. So 4d8. 19.
Okay. All right. It's still up.
Okay. That is my turn.
All right. You slash into it some more with your radiant energy that bursts into it. I mean, you are just beating the shit out of this thing. And its confidence doesn't waver. It continues to be like, no, you're mine, you fucking bitch, or whatever. And that will end your turn.
Yep.
Helin.
Let's try Ray of Sickness.
Okay. What kind of is that a save or a attack roll?
Constitution save.
Okay.
What damage is that?
Because it's immune to the damage, it doesn't even need to make the save.
Didn't know that. Okay.
It's okay. This is a different kind. You guys haven't tested for this kind of damage yet, so she tries a black ray of energy that flies towards it, and it's almost as if it absorbs the energy. Belin is like, oh well, that didn't fucking work. Next the order is Quintus.
I will do a magic missile.
Okay.
Something I know works.
Okay.
For
Okay.
11 force damage.
It is still up, but barely as it gets blasted away. Barely standing. Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I'll just call it there.
Okay. It's its turn. Thank God. All right. It's like its last chance to do something. Okay. Nice. All right. Well, instead of with it goes out with a sizzle instead of a bang. Just didn't do its cool thing. Oh, fuck that. I don't give a shit. Make a Constitution saving throw for your Griffin. The Griffin needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Illican.
It recharges on it when I say so.
It's goddamn right. It has fucking no hit points left.
All right.
We just always use the fudge dice roller feature of Roll20.
I know, but
Yeah.
I like to make my rolls public, but let's
I know.
pretend I rolled that one behind the screen.
Constitution, right?
Mm-hmm. God damn it. All right. So,
There it is.
well, the dice have spoken. So this thing tries to get into your beak and into your body, and you actually do feel it start to grasp onto your mind as it is starting to control your blood, right? Like fucking, what is it called? Blood bending, right? From The Last Airbender. It like starts to control, but you fight it off and spit it back out, and it lands on the ground sad. And it's gonna hit you with a pseudopod. That's the only other thing it can do. 20 to hit. Hey, that probably hits, right?
That hits, yep. And
Right, 8
then I
necrotic,
got,
and then another con save.
yep. Ouch. Oh, that's weird. I'll just manually put it in. Okay. Another con.
Oh, well, that
Yeah.
one fails, so you're
Concentration
paralyzed.
gets dropped.
Just
Oh, wait, for paralysis? Oh, so that was for paralysis.
Yeah, I don't think concentration gets dropped.
All right. The griffin is paralyzed.
Yep. So it hits you with this pseudopod, and remember when I said a little bit of the blood gets in your bloodstream? It does manage to hold you in place, but it doesn't have enough control over your body to assert itself over you. Gabar, you're up.
Okay. Well, I didn't have a chance to prepare any spells between the 6 seconds that occurred, so another test strike coming its way.
All right, it takes the damage.
14.
Oh, it misses. I forgot you have to roll for it.
Yep, 14. I throw it at it like just after whoever hit it last hit it, so it exploded, and as it's putting itself back together, the dart just fly through its ichor holes, and it completely whiffs.
Like Swiss cheese. All right. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Swear, and that's it.
Okay. Test out one of your new Loros swears.
Yeah.
And then Big Smile, you're up.
I'm gonna try and hammer fist down on this thing and just try and splat it out to the side here.
Both hit, all 3 hit. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, just as described, as it's coalescing, find where the mass is and just down and kind of paint the walls to the left and right.
Everything gets covered.
Actually, paint Zillican and Sapphire if they're on either side.
Yes. Yes. It gets everywhere, right?
Oh.
And then it coalesces back into a pile again, where the blood whoosh, 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 flies everywhere, and then it settles all over the table and on the floor. But it is in a sort of bloody puddle. We are out of initiative.
What the fuck was that thing?
Is that Catavix?
I think so.
Looking back up, that thing's Catavix. Who's this dude on the floor then?
Oh.
It even sounds like Helican.
Just a human voice coming out of a giant bird.
The cow. It's the cow in Baldur's Gate, where it's moo. Okay. All right. So yeah, you back up, and yeah, there is a body in very elegant black wizarding robes, now partially crushed under the weight of a griffin.
I thought that was maybe Catavix on the floor there.
Yeah. Hillikin will move out of the way to reveal it so everyone can take a closer look.
Yep. As you guys check out this body, it's something about it feels like a husk. But it's whatever disgusting organs are left in there are still there, and its flesh is kind of tight against its bones because the gentle repose doesn't last forever. But it, is a special one that keeps the bodies, whatever. There is carved into the flesh on its face, on its arms, on this corpse's arms, on its chest, legs. Carved into its flesh are a bunch of necromantic rituals, necromantic sigils, that are filled with silver. Upon the ground beside it is a shattered potion bottle. They're also like he has like maybe not like a pouch on it, but he has like shit tucked into his robes, and he's got like a ring on. Like he's got some shit. You'd have to investigate him further to like find more detailed shit. But something about it, his body, like the way he looks, just doesn't look right.
Gabar, is this one alright to touch?
It seems like he did something to shed his mortal coil and put himself in that vial till he had a chance to find a new host. So, I don't know. This magic is far beyond me.
Can I kick the body over with my foot?
Yep, you kick it over.
Anything horrible happen?
No.
I'll start to rifle through then, just as I
Yeah.
pull things out,
Yeah.
toss it to whoever's
So
near me.
you find a wand on his person that is just a stick with a decrepit, crooked, long-nailed finger, severed finger tied to the top of it. And he has this really awesome ring, like a gold ring that has a brain on it. Like a symbol, like the stone in it is shaped like a brain.
All right, I'll get to it.
I was kind of looking at Gabar expectantly.
Let me describe this room one more time for you guys. So there is just books and papers everywhere. There is a like really nice book on this desk over here. There's like operating tables. There's also right where the griffin is an alchemy station where there's like a turned over pot. But there's like just vials upon vials, but they're all secured within this cabinet, so they aren't actually damaged.
As
and then
I-
like lots of
go ahead.
research notes and stuff like that. No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as I go over to the body to start casting identifying these things that Big Smile had found, can I actually just make a quick pit stop by the alchemy station and just grab like
Sure.
a beaker, like an empty beaker?
Yeah.
Okay. And then before I go and investigate it, I want to go to the Iker and just, like take a spoon and just put some in a beaker and then cork
Sure.
it and then pocket it
Sure,
for
yeah.
further study later.
Absolutely.
Nothing bad could happen from that.
Not at all. Is there so you're gonna start identifying. Oh yeah, the carving on the wall. There is a inscription on the wall that says 7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead.
Is this the first one we got out of order?
Seems that way, yeah. What would everyone be doing in this room? I guess Gabar is going to start identifying. What about everybody else? Valen is going to start poring over papers. If you don't get to it first, Valen's going to take all the good stuff. She's
Yeah, I
already
was gonna-
gotten some. She's already gotten things that you guys don't know about.
I was gonna grab that fancy looking book you mentioned over here.
Absolutely. So you check out this fancy looking book, and when I say fancy, I actually mean horrific. It is bound in flesh. That has like stitches on it. I think there's like even an eyeball set into the cover. I gotta make sure on that one though. No, there's no eyeball. But it's got like these dark necromancy ritual sigils. I keep saying ritual instead of sigils. Sigils carved on the cover. It's a spell book. You're like really sure of that. But it's written in Loros. The other thing that you notice about this book is that the back half of it is a journal.
Really, I'll just stash that till Gabar has a moment.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, like whatever Valine hasn't gotten to yet, do like a sweep of the perimeter.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me. Okay. You find like a bunch of books that are dark and spooky as fuck. That don't really look like what was that book that you gave to that dude?
Back
The
this book
Still
with the tongue.
Bill Tongue. It's not that magical and evil, but they definitely are like should not be read, kind of forbidden tomes kind of shit. Not magical, but like there's some information in here people should not know. What would everyone else be doing?
I don't want to look. Is there anything that looks like ashes? Like I don't know if ashes of the dead is like one specific like component or just like literally we could burn someone. That
You
would
can make an
suffice.
investigation check if you'd like. Okay. So in this chamber, you do not find any sort of ashes or dust or powder or anything like that. But upon like looking at this alchemy stand over here, this like cabinet, there's all kinds of magical looking shit in there. Maybe not magical, but like magical components, for sure, all up in this thing. It's like onyx gems and pearls and like vials of poison and arsenic and belladonna and blood vials and dried human hearts, just like all kinds of weird, strange shit.
I mean, I'll point it out to the casters if they need any components.
But Illican, what would you be doing?
Among those materials, are there any gemstones?
There are. So you can check out this alchemy stand as well. There are.
Let me get out of wild shape. And, yeah.
You do find 3 black onyx stones that are worth 500 gold piece a piece. A black pearl that's worth 500 gold pieces. And an ornately carved bar of silver worth 100 gold pieces. And there's like a couple of potions. Like, well, at least, especially, there's like one potion that's still set out. It's got like gold liquid in it. And then there's like different kinds of poisons, like just rows and rows of different kinds of poisons.
Oh, the gold liquid he'll pass off to someone who can identify it.
You just give it to the pile that Gabar is going through.
Yeah, the pile.
Like when someone's doing dishes and you just kind of like add one.
Slyly add
walk
addition.
away.
Sure. Okay, Sapphira, what would you be doing?
So this ooze creature then, is this still like kind of sparsed about then?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Can I like identify it, see if there's like a way that I could like dispose of this body?
Well, it's like a puddle of blood. That's like kind of weird and strange. I mean, why don't you make a religion check for me?
Okay. 12?
Yeah, you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
I will say though, above a 10, you have a bad feeling about this blood stuff.
Bad feeling as in like this is something that could probably like
I cannot say more.
Okay.
It's just like Obi-Wan, I've got a bad feeling about this. Like it's just something, you just got a bad feeling about it. You don't know why, you don't know what it is. It's just something don't feel right about it.
All right. I guess with that knowledge in mind, I will leave it be. I'm kind of like staring at it as I kind of like back up away from it, going closer towards Quintus.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess I'll kind of aid him wherever it's needed.
Okay. In that time, I'll say that Gavar could have identified one of the 3 items that you guys have found so far. Which one? There's a wand, a ring, and a potion.
Take a look at the wand.
That is the first thing that you get.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
I love that last line. Okay. Holy shit, that's cool.
Good.
Oh man. I need more attunement slots. I'll just point out this is a hardly powerful necrotic spell casting wand.
Valin's ears will perk up from her notes that she's looking through. I'll be taking that, thank you.
Well,
Seems like it's right up my alley.
Well, I mean, like it seems like you can already do a lot of that stuff. So
And
maybe
now
we
I can do it
diversify.
without expending my slots.
I'll tell you what, it seems like a fair trade for me to hand over this here wand of necrosis for perhaps a wand of magic missile that I've seen you using quite often.
Fucking right. She will say, have you not been dispersing magical items to aid the party? Please, let's not get into this again.
You have not been excluded from such disbursements. I am just throwing it out. I have no offensive capabilities as of the moment, and if I were to use this here wand, I would.
And you can attune to this item?
Oh, I mean, I can get rid of my smut book. Would you care to read some smut? I've read it like 5 times. It's fine. I know. I have no. You know what? You're right. It's fine. Here, take the wand.
She snatches it from you, examines it carefully. She's gonna play with that for a little while.
Never say I haven't been a team player.
You begin identifying the next item.
Yes, which will be the ring.
Eric, can you just like figure out how to add that to her character sheet or whatever? Like just maybe add the description or whatever. That's yours now.
Sure.
Okay. Quintus, what are you doing with this book?
After watching that interaction, just holding on to it for a while.
Okay. Okay.
I do think that she's gonna, when she attunes to it, I was gonna say like I'll omit the last line from when I identified it, but she'll know once she attunes to it anyway.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything you guys are gonna do for the duration of this guy? There's like lots of notes and books and shit too. But I guess none of you read Loros, so. Would any of you be investigating the books? Or like the notes and stuff?
Yeah, I guess that would have been what Quintus was doing, trying to like snatch
Okay.
stuff up before Valan.
So,
and like
you
just
will
trying to get
notice
whatever's legible.
Some of the books are written in not Loros, but a language like Abyssal.
Which I read.
Cool. I mean, you do find a dark, fucking nasty looking tome that's just, and when you open it, it's as if the shadows in the room get darker. But it's written in Abyssal. Do you want to try to suss it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Make like wisdom saving throw.
Cool.
Okay. So, as you flip through the pages of this book, it's trying to explain it's trying to tell you a secret that you're not supposed to know. The words in the pages almost lift off, trying to lodge themselves inside your brain. Within this book, and scattered among a lot of these other tomes, are secret components to a ritual. But as you sort of like try to comprehend it, you realize that this is a beyond your power as a spellcaster, and it would completely shatter your mind trying to understand it. So you quickly close the tome, not taking a metric fuckload of damage. And you get the feeling that all the books in here are like this. Except for the one that you have like tucked in a bag.
Hey people, just be careful reading. This is the, extra part of the forbidden section.
Oh, great. I'm never reading again.
So I think I'll just go ahead and hand you the two items. This is the potion. And this is the ring.
Oh, Sapphira, we got a cure for you.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll just instantly look to Sapphira and just toss her that potion. Be like, here, this'll help.
I kind of look at Gabar very quizzically. Just kind of like,
Just drink it. Trust me, you'll be fine.
why should I do that? This isn't poison, is it? Is it?
Would I tell you to drink poison, Sapphira? I'm all for pranks like pushing people in magic circles, but I wouldn't do anything to actually harm you. You're fine.
We get a shot of Valen like behind Gabar's back, pointing the wand at him.
Tell me what it is, at least.
Yeah, you remember when you read that book that made you, get all old and crusty?
Oh, don't. Yes.
It'll undo some of those. It's just a potion that makes you younger.
I would gather that he's at least telling the truth, right?
If you want to, yes.
I will look at it once more. Actually, I'm gonna do like a little arcana. I'll look at it and I'll probably like not really thinking after that point, just kind of be like, screw it and drink it.
Okay, roll a d6.
Okay. 1.
You de-age 7 years.
Okay. That's better. I am now 36.
Mid 30s, yeah.
Yep.
Gabar, didn't that one we learned that the spire was something about chronomancy, maybe you're stopping, reversing time. I mean, if this necromancer was on a special project for Uriel Arthas and he's got this potion that de-ages you, think they're connected at all.
I have my suspicions that that is what indeed Ariel Arthas was having Catavex look into, but I have no concrete evidence. But that would be my hunch.
I wonder what he was so pressed at. If he was trying to go back in time, I mean, what he was trying to fix or go back to do.
Gabar is done identifying items. Quintus, just so you know.
This ring, how would I know if there's a soul in it, or do I get a sense that it is vacant right now?
Let me double check. Oh, it is vacant.
Okay.
I hate that, and it is not on there. I'm deleting that right off of that.
Oh, so it doesn't have that last part?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes what I was going to do with it for sure then.
Well, I found what looks like a journal. Gabar, you're our new resident Loros expert.
All right. Yeah. I'll get to that in a second. Big Smile, do you care for this ring? Perhaps I know that you've been having issues with not getting the jump on things lately, so you can make yourself turn invisible with it.
No. You can make
I
the
thought
ring.
you can
become
make the
invisible.
ring turn invisible.
Ow, I misread that part.
I did too at first. I was like, that's insanely
That
OP.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll just point out the effects of the ring and just ask if anyone. So
We might want that.
that's kind of what I was thinking.
I was
like up
thinking
our
that
alley.
too.
Okay. Well, I'll hand that off to.
Yeah, I
V.
think V will just take it.
You
Yeah, for
take
sure.
you take this.
V will snatch it and look at it like, my precious. All right.
And then I'll start reading the journal.
Sure. So it is not just a journal. It is actually a powerful magic item book with spells in it. You, with your knowledge of now the duplicitous manuscript and the divination one,
That's
you can
on the
tell
archive,
this is a necromancy version. It's called the Libram of Souls and Flesh. It has like a bunch of spells in it. You'd have to like identify it to get like exactly what it is. But in the back of it is a journal. And it's written in Loros. So you begin to read the entries, like the last couple of entries. A new age begins. The bumbling fool Estrom has been disposed for his incompetence and failures. A new dawn rises, for I am the chosen successor to take up the mantle. Archmage Arthas watches, and my purpose is clear. The secrets to immortality are almost in my grasp. All I must do is reach out and seize them. The next entry. I have tirelessly delved into the Demi-Lich's skull. And finally, cracks have formed in its defenses. I heard it whisper the missing ingredients to gather. The elixir of eternal life teases me. The master shall revel in my success. Journal entry 3. Dark triumph. The phylactery takes form. A vessel for Archmage Arthas's undying soul. Yet my memory, torn, altered. I have forgotten the secret place where it lies entombed. Journal entry 4. I bask in the glory of servitude. My hands, instruments of immortality, have aided in elevating Archmage Iriel Arthas to eternity's embrace. Yithrin kneels. The master's reign knows no end. And then in between these journal entries, there are many notes and scrawlings and scribblings on the pages, like a madman trying to perfect a ritual. The last entry in the journal. The flames of ambition blaze within. I yearn to emulate the master, to grasp the immortality that eludes even the highest echelons. The time is nigh. I seek to replicate the ritual on myself. In the shadow of the Archmage, my own ascension beckons. That's the last entry.
So he wasn't trying to turn back time, just not die himself.
Does the word phylactery mean anything to Gabar?
See, so I think I'm going to just be, hey, here's a gimme. I think with your knowledge of the arcane and, Valin's, and maybe even a little bit of Quintus, might put together that this immortality is not necessarily immortality. It's lichdom.
What's lichdom? Both Chris
Bad.
and Big Smile ask.
So bad. So bad.
You ever hear a Thay?
No.
That's what happens when a lich is in charge.
Ah.
Wait, yeah, you know
Chris-
what a lich is. You
Chris
fought a demi
knows.
lich. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have fought a demi-lich. That's right.
I'll
In
just
Thay. In fucking
in
Thay.
Thay, yeah.
Plus the last Planehoppers Guild covered all Thay.
So Gabar will just be like, Ariel Arthas probably is alive. Or back to what we were talking about earlier, not alive. This speaks of phylacteries and lichdom. Ariel Arthas is likely a lich, and Katavix was trying to replicate that ritual. Hence the ichor on the floor.
It'd be sick if the Frostmaiden was a lich and it was actually Uriel Arthas. Boom, full circle.
So I guess that explains the blood ichor thing.
Oh no. The jeweled skull downstairs.
What about it?
Well, I don't know how much actually Gabar would know about.
I'll give it to you. You can have
Okay.
it.
The jeweled skull downstairs is the skull of a demi-lich. Probably a good thing we didn't try to speak to that one. But,
Valin will say, if I am to understand what you have read out loud, this Katavix was researching the secrets of becoming a lich and was successful for his master, but not himself.
correct. Seems like he lost a part of the spell.
3-3, did Iriel Arthas have him do the ritual and then rip the knowledge out of his skull?
Sound like you got kind of like mind wiped or something.
It's not like a lich to want to share that power. At least my understanding. Hoard that knowledge jealously, let none other ascend to their level of power, and that's how they stay on their throne.
Is there anything more to be gained from this tower? Should maybe check out the crumbled tower, see if there's anything cool on that side, or
Yeah, we should. There's just one more thing that I've been wanting to do for a while now, but haven't gotten the chance to. Can I quick cast locate creature?
Sure. What do you want to locate?
An ice devil that I saw in a vision at one point.
Oh yeah, you did kind of see the ice devil a little bit.
Did I not? I mean, I thought that's what.
Yeah, you did.
That's how we found out about him. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You saw it. I'll give it to you. Sure. Give me a second. Oh yeah, that's like all of Yithrin. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely sense one. It's like relatively far away. Like I don't know. Like on the other side of Yithrin.
I'll just I'll just let the party know that. Be like, on the bright side of all the bad shit that's happened to us, the one good thing is this devil has no idea where we are.
but he is here.
In Yithrin, yes. Far away on the bright side.
I'll have to deal with that problem sooner or later.
At least we know we can leave this tower without being ambushed for now.
So is that demi-lich down there Estrom?
That's not what you get. You feel as though the Demi-Lich, according to the journal, is a separate entity.
All right.
But I will say one of the skulls might be Istrum.
Do we
Do we
just
need-
take? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, do we need to talk to those skulls now that we know that Iriel Arthas is over immortality and lichdom and whatever? Do we need to figure more about that? Is he here, alive? Do we gotta worry about him?
Iriel Arthas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we decided a long time ago that it's to be assumed that he is alive and well in his tower.
That was a good theory, kid. You're a smart bugger.
We've been being tracked by these observers the whole time we've been here, so
You think one of those heads will know how to kill a lich?
Bolin will say, from what I understand of liches, that will be no small task. And even so, a lich cannot be killed unless you destroy its phylactery.
All right, and what's a phylactery again?
A sort of vessel that the lich uses to fuel its power and life.
Kind of like that vampire thing we fought.
Vampire?
Yeah, the knoll, but no, it's not.
Oh.
More like,
A soul cage.
yeah, I mean, I guess Valin's a necromancer. She probably knows. Valin will explain that to become a lich, one must sever their soul from their body. And in doing so, they put it in a container. The container is called a phylactery.
Oh,
In order to stay unalive, they must consistently feed other souls to the phylactery to maintain this power. But once you become a lich, you like level up 10 times. You are now way more powerful than you were before, and you're unbound by like the rules of mortality.
so makes the soul goes in the phylactery, makes the body like almost unkillable.
Yes. Yes. And the thing is, if you kill a lich, just murder him in cold blood, he'll be back. Might be a day, might be a year, might be 10 years. He will reform. As long as the phylactery remains. Because his soul is in the phylactery.
Well, maybe this is a good warm up for killing the demigod and Aura we got to do at some point as well.
Balin will suggest as 9th level characters we not go up against a lich.
We can take him.
No, we cannot.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to find the phylactery that even the creator can't remember where he put it. It's got to be
gotta-
somewhere deep in that tower of area like
Yeah.
this.
All right, so Ice Devil, get into the obelisk, find the phylactery, destroy the soul cage, and then kill the lich body.
I'm just trying to figure out what a lich would still be doing here. It's like a proficient spellcaster, an intelligent person almost, so wouldn't they simply teleport out of this hellhole?
Well,
Or do something with the Mythalar or the spindle that's been sitting here the past 2,000 years?
Ythrin was created by Iriel Arthas. This is his city, his magnum opus, per se. Perhaps he didn't want to leave it. Perhaps he's been trying to find a way to raise it from the ashes all these years. A wizard isn't very likely to give up his life's work for nothing. Maybe he wants to bring it back somehow.
And I guess when you're a lich, it's 2,000 years.
Balin will add, how did the city fall again?
Spindle, right? Suck the magic out of the Mythalar.
That's true.
Do you think the spindle's stopping the lich from casting crazy powerful spells to get out of here?
Perhaps he
And
is just trapped.
might be trapped here. But I had kind of assumed that, you know, the spindle and the Mythalar were kind of canceling each other out. And I mean, it's not a good equilibrium, but it's an equilibrium.
feel like every time we get another answer, we get 2 more questions out of her. Well, do we at least want to check out that other tower? Do we want to talk to these skulls about liches? They wouldn't know where a phylactery is, eh?
Might be worth asking if we can get that. Find what phylactery is.
Valen will say that if she was a lich, that would be the very last thing that she ever told anyone. Where it would be. That's your key to immortality. You know, you have one glaring weakness. I wouldn't tell anyone. That's what Valen says.
Well, do we have any good questions for those skulls downstairs then, or should we just check out the other, what's left of the second tower?
Check out the other tower. Maybe just throw the skulls in a bag and just talk to them later.
Hope they like the smell of dog.
They're skulls. I don't think they can smell.
Okay, so you guys want to leave this chamber?
Or did we ever figure out what that circle in the middle was doing?
I would probably speak up about like I'd probably say something to Gabar about like the creature, like the Ichor, and kind of say something like, I don't know if we should probably leave something like that intact. Is there some way we can destroy it?
You could spread it out a little bit, maybe. Maybe is there like there's no like windows in this tower? Just put it in a bucket and throw it down the biggest hole we find. Like at the bottom of the tower. I don't know if this thing's able to reform itself, to be honest, so it seems like it's quite dead.
All right.
He clearly did not achieve lichdom. I don't see any sort of phylactery in this room, or if there is, I don't know it.
I think
there
I'd
was
be
this
better
really,
safe than sorry.
There was this really big crystal tube that he was in. That is now shattered and lying on the ground.
That's fair. I mean, if there is maybe a bucket somewhere, I can probably just like scoop up some of this stuff and like.
It's like a puddle on the ground, so you'd have to like, I don't know. I'm not an expert at cleaning, but like I need you to tell me how you're gonna get blood into a bucket.
Use my axe. It's almost like, yeah, just kind of like use the axe, and then like if I find a bucket somewhere, right?
Sure, yeah,
just,
absolutely.
Yeah, just
okay, yeah. You
like
start
that.
scraping
Like a dustpan.
the blood off the ground, and as it like, so when you're trying to scoop up a liquid, you know, it leaves like trails behind. You know, the trails left behind coalesce together, as if it is trying to maintain its puddleness.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it continues to move by itself. But yeah, I mean, you can scrape some in a bucket, and after a majority of it is in a bucket, the rest of it will teleport, like move through the air and float into the bucket.
So will putting it in 3 different buckets make it weaker, or will that make 3 of them?
Suppose time will tell.
And now you have me thinking about that. Let's just dispose of this bucket, and then we can be done with it for now.
Yep.
Just throw it off the side.
Yeah, there actually is like a huge hole at the next floor down.
Okay, let's just bury it there.
Oh, I meant like the side of Yithrin into the ice cavern below.
That also works, actually. I think that works better.
Pretty close to the edge, right? Or no, that was a different.
I think we're actually
yeah,
no,
you're
I
in
think
the
we're
middle.
near inland. Yeah. There's a hole. We can just bury it there.
Well, no, I mean there's like a hole in the wall. You can just toss it out, is what I thought you were thinking. But whatever you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you guys want to do.
There's a bunch of like alchemy vials in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we just put a bunch, like just fill up 10 different vials with 10 different parts of it so it can't ever actually coalesce back together?
It keeps trying to, though. It's like every time you pour some into a vial, scoop some into a vial, it pours itself out before you could get a cap on it, or it gets all over your hands. And you're like, oh, disgusting, disgusting. It keeps trying to maintain its shape. Make an Arcana check. Make an Arcana check. I'll give it to you now that you're experimenting with it. Well, so Gabar, you have a feeling this thing's gonna come back alive eventually. Or whatever semblance of unlife it was.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take the vial of it that I have in my pocket and empty it back out into the bucket after like thinking a little harder on this.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I'd be like, yeah, we should get rid of this somehow. Does it seem magic in nature?
Oh, hell yeah.
We just go to the anti-magic zone and toss the bucket in there. No magic, no reconnecting itself.
Yeah, toss it, just put it in the bucket and hurl it.
Hurl it into the anti-magic zone.
Into the anti-magic zone you go.
Honestly,
That's
best
actually
plan.
a really good idea.
That works.
Yeah.
We could probably do. The other thing
Alright.
I was thinking was like a ceremony spell, like things can't become undead, but I doubt any paladin worth their salts prepare ceremony every day.
I like the anti-magic field plan.
I like that too.
The biggest liability of this whole place has become our most powerful weapon.
All right, so you guys
Every
want to
tool,
head.
man.
You guys want to carry the bucket. Who is carrying the bucket with High Necromancer Catafix in it?
I mean,
Are
I
there
already
lids
scooped
around
up-
here?
All right, Sapphira's carrying the bucket.
Yep.
You make your way back down all the stairs.
Do we want to pick up those skulls and throw them in the bag of holding?
Is that a good idea?
Probably not.
Probably not going anywhere if we want to talk to them.
Fair. We'll leave them here. Do want to check out that other tower though.
And we also, you said there were a bunch of poisons on the
Oh, yeah.
lower levels. Can I just grab all those on the way out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just into a
Um,
bag.
Yeah, sure. I'll note. You can note them for you. Here, I'll just. I think there was like poison stuff in the necromancers. Yep, this one. And a lot of like poisonous material components, so like arsenic, belladonna. But it's not like a full poison yet.
Head back down.
I might have those like statted out. I do. It's under potions in the guidance. Okay. So you guys make your way down to the bottom floor, where there is one dead giant, what are they called? Flesh column. And you will see your shield guardian anxiously waiting by the stairs. You guys want to head up to the other side?
Just a little bit longer, shields you. Check out one more part of this tower.
His head sinks down.
Oh.
You guys go up the other set of stairs. So it appears as though there is a long staircase. And it's just a tower for most of it. And it also appears that there's only one floor on this side. The rest of it is collapsed. Let me drag you over to the map. Sorry, I'm just throwing everybody on top of it. You can sort of move yourselves around to flatten yourselves out. Okay, so these stairs lead up to after a flight of spiral stairs, a caustic smell assaults your nostrils as you enter a circular chamber. Oh, you guys have sight, right?
Yes.
Gray disembodied hands skitter across the room, which is lit by an eerie green glow. Chairs are arranged around the room, some of which are partially ruined. Various pieces of surgical equipment sit on tables and shelves around the room. A blood-stained operating table rests in the center of the room. Rubble and ice flood through a collapsed staircase, like on this side. So there was like another staircase that led upwards, but it's like completely ruined. On the floor is a corpse whose flesh appears to be pooled around it. And there's like desks with like papers on them and shit, and an operating table and a corpse. Oh no, this is the paper desk.
Any way to figure out what type of room this was? There's like seats over here.
You're not entirely sure. It looks like some sort of operating chamber.
I'll start powering over the notes on the table, see if I can see what they were getting into.
So you find like some scattered, like crumbled papers. You find a book, like a small black, written in Loros, and a spell scroll. Oh, and a black speak candle. There's another speak with dead candle. This one has 2 uses.
Should try and use that on our holy friend over there.
And there's a spell scroll. Yeah, I said that right.
I'll hand the candle to Big Smile and be like, if you want to go try talking to him, by all means. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time reading.
I don't think chat was ever my strong suit. Quintus, I think this is more your bailiwick.
Oh, we might need Gabar, because this guy probably speaks Loros.
Ah, fuck, I forgot about that.
Alright.
Professor Scant can translate if needed.
Okay, wasn't sure if the spell would work with Scant. as a
It speaks
proxy.
out loud. It speaks out loud.
But like, will they understand my questions? Basically.
Yeah. Anyone could ask the question. The candle works in like a different way than just the regular speak with dead spell. The candle can also like speak to undead stuff. That is dead. Not dead.
Why don't we ask this guy what the deal with this room is, what it's used for, who he is?
So we got 2. So who are you and what was this room for?
No. It has 2 of 5.
Oh, okay.
There's 10 minutes of candle left.
Should we see if it knows anything about the Arcane Octad?
Well, we got what we needed for this tower.
Yeah, the ashes of the dead in the circle.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how much we really more need to know from this place, but why don't we start with who he was and what this place is for? And maybe we'll find some questions along the way.
Yeah, I'll light the candle on their face.
So you set the candle down on the head of this thing. And the flesh on this corpse opens up like a sail on a ship. Jumps into the air and grabs onto you, Quintus. Let me see here. Make a strength saving throw.
Forte. This room's pretty small, right? Sapphira's nearby.
Sure. You succeed. As it wraps its like fleshy body, it jumps off of the corpse. So there's just a skinless corpse laying on the ground. As the flesh surrounds you, you can feel it like cold and wet. It's trying to suffocate you. You manage to push it off as it will like a fucking moving carpet come and try to attack all of you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
There's a weird fucked up mimic.
You guys ever see that one like 80s show, Creep Show? Do you know what I'm talking about? The raft episode? Oh, okay.
Hold up. I think I have a handout for this thing too.
That sounds very 80s.
Yeah, it was like this old like horror show. It was like 80s or 90s, and there was one. There was like these kids like went out to this raft on this lake, and there was like attacked by this black hiker. That's disgusting.
Oh,
This is like a dwarf
my
one because it
goodness.
still has the chin hair. This isn't. It's just what it looks like. The art is of a dwarf, but like, yeah, this one's like some kind of Netherese wizard or something. But yeah, it like opens up like a flag or like a sail and collapses on top of you.
everybody
let
but
me-
Falin gets +4.
Oh, hold up.
Oh my fucking Jesus Christ! Big smile. You rolled a 30 fucking 3.
A 23 plus 6 for Gift of Alacrity plus 4 for Sapphira's Aura.
Jesus H Christ!
Nobody's outspeeding Big
That
Smile.
is insane. All right, so you guys might be able to just take this thing out immediately, but you're not technically surprised, I guess. So Big Smile, you get to go. What do you want to do to this big pile of flesh?
I try and punch through it. I don't know how rubbery this is, but I'll give it a go.
It is so rubbery.
Try to rip it in half like a phone book.
I guess so. Let's see how hard I can punch this thing.
You hit. You hit. You hit. Okay, let me do this real quick.
25.
So, as you punch into it, it is rubbery, right? As your fists like bounce off of it, it is resistant to all bludgeoning damage.
Even magical
Yes,
bludgeoning
sir.
damage?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. I mean, fuck, fair enough.
Because it is just like you can't just beat this thing to death. It's like elastic.
Oh,
Yeah. So and it like it doesn't even make any noise or anything. It's just like flapping. Yeah. All right. Is that all you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'd relate to him. No punches for this thing. Try something else, something sharp or something fiery, maybe. And
Okay.
I'll end my turn.
All right, Gabar, you're next.
Yeah, I mean we're test striking this still.
Okay.
I got literally no other offensive spells today, so wrong sheet. Yep, throw darts,
That
24.
hits. It's resistant to bludgeoning damage
Okay.
out of those. And it's also bloodied. You puncture a bunch of holes in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just I don't know why you tried punching that thing. Everything else is fair game. Kill it. It's disgusting. And I'm gonna move behind the desk.
Okay.
Like back there.
Okay. Balin.
Firebolt.
Okay. Yep, that hits. It's not dead yet, but it's very close. Balin will take out. She'll reach for her side, and she has 2 wands and a staff, right? And she's like trying to, her hands fidgeting on which one she wants to pick. She'll just hit it with the staff. Firebolt out of her staff. Quintus, you're up.
Yeah, I honestly think I'll just try and fucking stab this thing.
Okay. You
and miss horribly. I just poke a hole through it and it doesn't react.
Not at all. It hugs onto the blade.
Gross.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nope.
All right, Sapphira.
Is it possible if I can like go around here, or would I be taking an opportunity attack?
Yeah, you would have to. Well, there's a wall here.
Yeah, screw it.
like, a
I'm
long
just
way.
gonna attack right here.
Mhm.
I don't really need advantage, hopefully.
Okay.
I still
let's
have the
find
Jihad
out.
Kala up, so I will attack with that.
Yep.
Jihad Kala. Here we are.
That hits.
16.
How do you want to do
24.
this?
Okay, I just stab into it and just kind of like cut it down like a sheet of paper.
Yep, and
Very
the
fleshy
radiant
sheet of paper.
energy burns through it, and it moves its little flaps around and just falls to the ground in a clump of flesh. That was it.
Quintus, I haven't seen you pull out that rapier in a while. You a little rusty with
Freaked
that
out,
thing,
I
or
don't
what,
know.
bud?
Okay.
I seriously don't think you've made an attack with that thing since we were like maybe level 1 or 2.
I'm not bad with it, it's just my cantrips have scaled by now, so.
Alrighty. What do you guys want to do now?
Can we black candle a skeleton, or is that just off the table? No, those heads were skeletal skulls, so.
I forgot what I was gonna ask.
A little traumatized. While you're figuring that out, Gabar, do you want to head back to you got a little bit of information so far. So did you want to check out the notes, the book, or the spell scroll?
Yes.
Which one?
Spell scroll, start.
Okay. So as you look at this spell scroll, it is a spell that you are familiar with. It's Find Familiar.
Ooh.
But something is so weird about this Find Familiar spell. Because as you look over the sigils and stuff, you will realize that some of the components for this spell are so unusual. One of them is the caster's own eyeball and a pinch of bone dust.
Anyone want to really Really fucked up familiar. Feel like Grim would not approve of me.
Cheating on him.
Yes. Also, you have to give up an eye.
I'm not losing another eye.
Well, it's a scroll, right? So like the components have already been consumed.
No, not in this case.
Okay.
The other components have been consumed, except for the eyeball, and like that's the core aspect of it. But I will say, it is not like a spell you will have to cast again and again and again. If your familiar dies, it just goes away, and you can bring it back with like an action or another find familiar ritual. It's the first casting that you need the eye for.
Do we even know what it'll summon? I mean, I feel like that's a big sacrifice for something.
It worked out
We
real
don't
well with
know.
Yarnaby.
Yarnaby was clutch.
I recall Cobalt having all of his appendages for most of the campaign.
So no one wants to give up an eye for a familiar. Is what I'm saying.
But Lynn wants to so bad, but she literally only has one eye.
Well, you could give up your other eye and then just have the familiar perch on your shoulder, and just you can just see through their eyes the whole time.
Valen is not buying it.
All right. Well, otherwise, this is just going in the bag of shit we're not going to use.
Okay. Boy, if you did though. So you can begin like looking over the book as well. It appears like it's like a textbook sort of. But it's for very new necromancers. So it's like algebra 1, right? Where you already know the basics of math. Now you get into algebra 1. This is like necromancy 1. Basically, I mean, you'd have to read more about it, but the title is called Dark Heart, The Lore of Life.
Oh. Gets a little sad for a moment, thinking the last time that he had like an intro spell book that he gave to
fuck.
someone.
Fuck, I forgot.
And then I think he's just going to leave that on the table.
Okay.
And then start pouring over the notes.
Absolutely. In the meantime, does anybody want to do anything else? This black speak candle, are we going to do that?
And am I understanding correctly that we can just put out the candle at any time? Like it's not like a speak with dead spell where you got to use the 5 questions.
No. So yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. So you have 10 charges, let's say. And each charge is a question.
This one has 2.
And that's 10.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I heard 2.
Well, technically it's 2 castings of Speak with
Oh,
Dead.
I see. 2 uses, but the charges are 10. Got it.
Well, I'm gonna change it to charges now because that makes more sense. But
Okay.
it operates that way, but it's not. It's a candle that burns. You know, so we're just gonna say it's got 10 questions in it. I like that way that works better.
Makes sense. Well, Quintus, if you want to ask away, I'll watch your back. Make sure no bones jump you.
Yeah, I'll light the candle, get scant, set up.
Yeah.
And first question will be, who are you?
The flame will light regular flame, and then it'll turn green, and the skull will come to life, and it will say that its name is Centrus.
What was this room for?
He will explain that this was the Operation and Augmentation Chamber.
What were you augmenting?
Our thralls.
To what end? Maybe ask him, Quintus.
Why?
He will express to you that undead will remain undead no matter what limbs are attached to them. So they would give them scythe arms or some kind of fucked up stitching of things together. I mean, your mind immediately, as he's describing it, your mind immediately goes to those big ass fucking things that were downstairs that were just like all stitched up fucking zombie things.
This is like Sid from Toy Story, that evil kid who just like
Yes.
glues like belts
It
on
is
the
very
toys
much like
together.
that. And that was 4 questions.
Maybe like, what did Kadivix plan on using with these augmented zombies? I'm just giving suggestions.
So like, it's just what were the thralls for? I guess. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
kind of expecting the answer would just be like, we're necromancers. What do you expect?
Yeah. For the lulz.
Yeah, because we can.
Yeah.
I mean, you could ask Valen the same question.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just put out the candle then.
Got
So now we have 6 questions left for another
Yep.
time.
Okay, what do you guys want to do now?
What is the plan? Go to another tower? We got a brace for that ice devil, but we're gonna have to fight him sooner or later.
It is late afternoon.
Well, first,
First thing we gotta make a drop off.
Anti-magic field. And then where? Can you take us back to the main map? Is there
I
another
can,
tower?
yeah. I'm sort of stalling because I do want to know this answer before we end the session.
I guess evocation tower is next on the list then.
Where's
Unless
that one? Is
there's a
that
menagerie.
up here?
There's I think evocation's like on the other side of the spire.
Yeah, it's this little red guy over here.
yeah, I don't. That's not one of the spell towers, is it?
No, it's nothing.
No, that's right. Yeah.
So we could try to find the wellspring.
Oh, spring.
Yeah, that's true. Do we
Well,
think the wellspring is a place or a thing?
No, it's a place.
Damn.
What's the significance of the wellspring again?
The pentacle. They were trying to combine their minds. And
From the
there
letter.
was gonna be a meeting about it there.
I mean, I still think we got to prioritize going all these towers so we can get the arcane octid. That's the goal, right? We got to get into this fucking obelisk through the force field.
That would be to get into the central spire and the Mythalar, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, where Iriolarthus is.
Well, if we come upon this wellspring on on the way. It could perhaps give us clues before we face Iriel Arthas, but I agree, Big Smile. The main objective is it must be our focus.
Do we want to head to Evocation Tower then and keep an eye out for any thing that looks like a well or a spring?
Well, there's also a bunch of corpses we could ask.
That's true.
Do you want to ask the one that's right here?
And we got the whole tower to ourselves right now. What corpse do we think is the best chance of knowing? Should we try Katavix?
Katavix might be hesitant. I'm not sure if you can cast speak with it.
Yeah, he was all fucked up.
And his soul is occupied.
Maybe the apprentice that was in the mailroom.
We burned out 5 questions on them already.
Oh, that's right.
But the candle works different.
Oh, that okay. Then we can ask them.
The candle is not bound by the rules of speak with them.
Cool. Let's try that guy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Okay.
call.
Back up to the other tower, up to the mailroom,
Okay.
to the one apprentice.
You walk past the shield guardian again, who perks up.
We'll be right back.
And his head goes back down.
It's like, I feel like
Um,
this is a dog we're leaving in the car or something.
So don't worry, the air's on. His favorite zombie chains are rattling. You guys go back up to the other tower, into the mailroom, where there are 3 dead corpses.
Yes, we'll light it on the apprentice's head.
Yep.
And ask, where is the wellspring of answers?
It is. What? How do I describe this? It's between the Market District and the Tower of Divination.
And they were trying to get together to like usurp the Ebon Star, right? Or like rival the Ebon Star's power.
Yeah, they were trying to like lapse their mind into one, and that would make them some kind of greater being to rival that of the Arcanist of the Ebon Star.
Right.
In retrospect, that's very Ollie Mock. Right? What was it? What was the guy's name?
Oh yeah.
It feels like that. Now that I like think about it, yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, the Sum Novum thing.
Something Novum, yeah, it's very much that sort of thing.
And sorry, it's between the Market District and the Evocation Tower.
I'm gonna ping it over here.
Okay.
While we're in the mailroom, can I try something? Can I just take out a piece of parchment and a quill, and I'm going to write "to Big Smile." You know, how's it going, Gabar? Roll it up and like just hand it to one of the little hands and see if it knows what
As
to do
soon
with
as
it.
you stick it to the ground, like 4 of them just come out of the woodworks and skitter over towards it, right? And one of them will grab it between its 2 little fingers and use its other fingers to move it, and it will take it over to Big Smile.
Oh. I wonder if we could wrap like a healing potion in one or something, and if someone goes down.
Well, I'm just saying, if any of us get separated, and it seems like these things know how to find things in the city,
They do.
we could
People
perhaps,
too.
if we were to get separated, just pointing it out, we can perhaps use these to find each other. Just as a idea.
That's smart.
So like,
Gabar.
come back here if we get separated, or should we all carry one or these things around now?
Yeah, like just have a letter that's like to Gabar from you. And then if we need to find Gabar, we just give it to the hand and it goes and it'll show us where.
Right, that's just why I'm thinking if any of us get lost or taken or anything like that, we can perhaps try to use these to track them down.
Not a bad idea. Okay, yeah, Big Small will rip some parchment and write.
Yep.
To Gabar, love Big Small. Just keep that in his pocket in case
Okay.
I ever need to find you, buddy.
Good to know.
We want to take some cursed item and send it to Avarice.
Dude, you just found like the D&D equivalent of like a mail bomb, like mailing someone
Yeah, send her
anthrax.
anthrax.
Oh,
Fucking terrible. Oh my God.
You'd have to wait for her to get to you. They only operate within the city,
God.
but very good.
I mean, we could write a letter to Iriel Arthas. See where
He
the
knows what we're
hand
up
goes.
to.
But I mean, like the hand would show us like precisely where he is.
And might get, although I guess the hands would have to be able to pass through the barrier to deliver messages.
Barrier only exists in times of emergencies.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean,
And
you feel fairly confident that those hands aren't going to be able to get through.
Could we address a letter to an ice devil?
You know, don't know his name.
Don't know.
Yeah.
That's
We did, it'd be
exactly
a
right.
whole lot easier.
Good fucking luck finding out.
Yeah.
I just heard this thing the other day that I'm probably going to canonize in my game, where it's like devils go by, or demons or whatever, or Yugoloth, what creatures like that, Fae, they go by a name, but that's like a chosen name, and their real names are just obscure ass shit. Like it's a fucking 3 notes of a song, or like, you know, some like a 1 line in a poem. You know, like that is their real name. It's like some really obscure fucking thing.
That you'd
That's-
never be able to.
You would never be able to get. Yeah, it's like not a
AOL
name.
dial-up noise.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's some sort of strange key that's their name.
90s internet regurgitation noises.
Yeah, like 2 pans slamming into each other is their true name.
All right. Well, goodbye. We at least have one letter if we need to find you.
I was just saying for anyone, if should any of us get separated, we can come back here and just try to use that to find them.
Smart.
Get what you're saying. I honestly think I'd rather take my chances on my own than carry one of these things around.
Honestly, none of you have tried to pick one up.
Yeah, I want to do that.
It's gonna attack you.
Yeah, it seems going to be like trying to carry around an unhappy cat.
It tries to attack you. It like scratches you. I don't feel like rolling a bunch of dice and stuff. It's probably gonna miss. Probably gonna miss anyways. Yeah, but it like scratches you, and there's like draws a little bit of blood. It does not like to be picked up.
Oh, is that bleeding? Oh, no, I get, but still, ouch though.
Okay, no, but seriously, I want to end this session. Where are you guys going?
I think the no, yeah, okay. I was gonna say the next tower, but the wellspring.
Yeah, while we're in the district.
yeah. Let's
It
take
would
care of
be
that
better to go
first.
back there.
The wellspring then.
This is probably
Okay.
as close as we'll get to it.
The Wellspring and then the Evocation Tower.
I think so.
All right, I'll tell
yeah.
you guys, you probably only have enough time to get to the Wellspring before it's like time to go to bed.
How do we feel about resting in the Conjuration Tower? Because I think it's a different plane of existence where the Blight can't get us.
Well, Kabar, didn't you say the Ice Devil's on like the far side, like the right hand side of this map?
He might be
and-
somewhere either here or here. One of these 2 like districts. You're not
Right.
sure.
I mean, if we're in the market district, that's pretty far away. Do we feel safe enough?
It did. Part of the spell said that if it's moving in a direction, you know which directions it's heading.
Yeah.
Which
It doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
exploring this section of the city. So it doesn't really
okay.
it wouldn't indicate like
Yeah, okay. I guess because if it's wandering the streets, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we have time before it finds us, but yeah, I agree with Quintus. The Conjuration Tower's a good spot to rest.
Fair enough. Won't fight you on it.
and that's like nearby too. That's right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do we want to go there, long rest, and then first thing in the morning go to the wellspring?
Well, I think go to the wellspring and then conjuration tower to rest, and then or evocation tower the next morning.
I gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Lead the way.
I like that idea.
All right.
You know what? We'll let the shield guardian lead the way.
He walks straight towards the anti-magic area. No, I'm just kidding. So you guys begin exiting out of the Tower of Necromancy, which looms large, in behind you.
Real quick, did we agree to dump to put the bucket
yeah.
in the anti-magic tower and field?
Yeah, we can handle that right now. Yeah, you guys toss this bucket into the anti-magic field, and it splatters about and stays splattered about. It does shrivel a little, but does remain a pile of blood. And like you toss it in snow or something, because it's just snowy outside, and it like rests in the snow, so it doesn't like disappear. But it is currently like inert. So
All right.
you feel like that's probably a pretty good solution.
Yeah.
Okay, so as the Necromancy Tower looms large behind you, the thought of what may lie in an even larger tower in the center of Yithrin looms large in your minds. And you will head towards the Wellspring of Answers. And we'll end the session.
Good shit, boys.
All right.
Yeah, find one answer, get 10 questions. Love it.
Rinse and repeat.
Cool campaign, Jay.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is.
Intense.
I just love me a good dungeon crawl.
I don't even know if like the Frostmaiden or Oral is like even really relevant anymore. Chartle and Dragon, 10 Towns, forget about it. Like this, it feels like a campaign with like separate chapters that are like almost distinct and separate.
That is how I like my campaigns. I don't really like there to be like a core villain, which is, I hear a lot of advice that's like, hey, make your campaign like always go back to your main villain. I don't like that. I like a story that's got like lots of players competing for, because you got Avarice, you got the fucking Demi-Lich or the Lich now, you got the fucking, Frostmaiden. It's just like there's so much shit piled on top of each other. The Zentarum in the beginning, the Chartle and Dragon, the Durgar. I love the complexity of it. I want there to be lots and lots and lots of bad guys. And for a lot of people's complaint about this campaign is it's all disjointed, but it requires a lot of work on the DM's part to make it feel connected. But this is literally my favorite campaign I've ever run, and I'm scared to begin another because I don't think it's going to be as good.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah,
But,
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess the criticism comes from a place of like we're heroes, and generally like in a traditional hero story, there's like one all-encompassing villain.
Right.
But, I like how you're throwing a little of the like Game of Thrones style in there, though, where there's not one villain at all. So yeah,
I like
We're not done with like the Frostmaiden though, are we? Like we still gotta like kill her or deal with her at the end.
Well, according to the vision that we got, yeah, we got to deal with her with the Mythalar.
Oh, that's right. From the Regeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Damn. All right, I did foreshadow that already. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little piece of information about the Necro Ichor that you guys fought earlier. One in its description in the second paragraph, it says Necro Ichors prove exceptionally difficult to destroy since they leave a trace of their essence within the veins of every creature they've controlled and can regenerate themselves from those creatures' blood.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're fucking. Yeah, they're like a failed lich. It's one of the forms a failed lich can take.
Huh.
I was
Um,
thinking that. That's cool.
Yeah, there's different kind. Like you could just outright die or explode from trying to become a lich, but this kind of worked. But yeah, I just think they're super cool. Like they keep them in like fucking vaults in like sigil and shit where they're like can never die. So the fact that you guys put it in an anti-magic field is like fucking genius. Like it won't regenerate. It's not. It can't. So it's fucking. That was really clever.
Science, bitches.
Yeah, and it didn't control any of you, so. But yeah, I thought that was cool.
Lich disposal center.
But that's a fucking great recurring villain of like it controls one party member like in a level 2 fight, and then they kill it, and then it comes back.
Yep.
Just reforms next to one of the party members in the middle of the night.
Yep. It's fucking horrifying. It would probably reform like in a combat if you start bleeding, you bleed out, and then that puddle animates into the thing again.
Oh.
Yeah. It's fucking sick. They're like a fucking they're one of those things that's like in sigil and shit, like where they're like, this needs to be in a vault somewhere deep in a dark hole. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
We're good for next Wednesday, 7th.
Nope. Right? That's the
No,
week
I
of
think-
Valentine's
No,
Day.
the following week.
The
right?
week after that, yeah,
So we are good for the 7th.
I'm good for
should
it.
be.
All
I'm
right, so
good.
it's the 14 and 21 that we're talking about, not
Correct.
playing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well,
we'll suss that out.
I mean, you guys, if you guys want to play the 14th.
no.
like, I don't
It's
wanna hold you-
No,
Valentine's
14th we're taking
Day.
off.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no, sorry, not
Yeah.
the 14th, the 21st. If you guys
21st.
want to, like, just as long as, Gabar's safe and sound and
Well, I can't
know.
guarantee anything, but V lived. It's just, it seems like Gabar's like the main. Everybody needs him for this.
yeah, it's kind of feeling like, I like playing wizards. It's fun, but now it's like, oh, okay,
chore?
let me go. You guys go have fun exploring. I'm just gonna sit here and identify for an hour.
Dude, it's funny. Like last session, I was like envious of you for getting all the magic items and like that one really good one, like the orb. But I guess the tables have turned a little bit this session.
No, yeah, the Orb of Foresight is awesome. I can't wait to actually use it. I didn't feel like any of the combats we came across today was like big enough for me to actually start burning those abilities on it, but we'll see.
Do we still have a charge of the Orc Stone too?
Yep.
Mhm.
One left.
That might be good to toss out at some point.
We'll see when we're on Death's Door.
All right, well, that was fun. Okay,
Cool.
so Wellspring of Answers or whatever it's called, and then Rest in the Conjuration Tower, and then Evocation Tower after that. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds like a full session to me.
Cool.
Alrighty, that was it.
All right, dope session, man.
Alright.
That was awesome.
Cheers, lads.
Good
Can't wait.
session.
Yeah,
See you guys
I'll
next week.
Good session.
talk to you guys in
everybody.
a week.
Mhm.
Later.
See you guys later.
Yeah,
See you guys.
Goodbye.